Oh, hi, hello. Welcome to this, our finale of After the War, our third heckin' episode. I almost didn't say the title because Kevin was being so secretive about the title. After the War, episode 3, labeled Coda. Dun dun dun. It's not labeled Coda, dun dun. I added that part. Okay, anyway. So hi, thank you all so much for being here for our final heckin' episode. Things are tense. We are starting right back into some like tough stuff. But before we go in and go around and say hi, hello to everyone and ask who they are and who they're playing today, I'm gonna say a quick thank you, of course, to Genesis of Legend Publishing, the makers of this wonderful game. If you haven't gone and checked it out yet, why? There's literally a free like play guide that you can go and pick up just for free, and you can follow along with us with that. And then you're gonna want this whole heckin' book because it's actually really nice and really heckin' cute. And my bookmark just fell down, but that's fine because I totally know exactly what page I had bookmarked. So thank you so much, Genesis of Legend Publishing. This game has been great. It's awesome. We want to also thank Roll20 Spotlight Program, which spotlights us every heckin' week, which we appreciate. So thank you, Roll20. Go check out Roll20 and play games with your friends at a safe distance. It's a good way to do so. So I think that's enough for now. Just as a reminder, of course, at any point in time, you can put !ATW in the chat to get info on this game, After the War, or you can put !ATWCW to get the content warnings for this game, because it is a game that gets in pretty deep to some tough stuff. We are dealing with some things. We might maybe sort of kind of have some internal fighting occasionally, sometimes, who knows. Our personalities may change. There might be some sneaking suspicions happening and all sorts of stuff like that. So at any point in time, we support you in if you need to get up and walk away. That's totally cool. We're here telling a story, but we're trying to do it as safe as possible. Safety tools. Sorry, safety dance, because we're really serious here. We'll get you the link to the any award-winning safety toolkit so you can play your games as safely as possible. Do it. That said, hi, hello. My name is Jess, and I am your extra bear. Your extra, your spare bear. It's me, your spare bear. Sank. Listen. Yeah. Hi, it's me. My name is Jess. You can find me at go_JG on all the places. My pronouns are she, they. Today I'm playing Sank, the sad social bear, whose pronouns are she, her. Yeah, that's all I think I need to say. You know me, your scrapper bear, your scrappy scrapper bear. Gosh. So we're going around and saying hello next to Viditya.
Hi, everybody. My name is Viditya. I go by he, him pronouns. And today, for the last time, I'll be playing I shouldn't be sad. I mean, I'm sad, but that we're not playing anymore. But my character is like the worst. I'm playing Vel, Private Vel, a Martian soldier who has, from the Titan division, has a big old power armor and goes around and is trying to throw their weight. Vel goes by he, him. Yeah, that's who I am. That's who I'm playing.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Next up is Simon.
It's me, Simon. My pronouns are he, him, and today, once again, I will be playing as Lupe Cadenza, whose pronouns are he, they, a belter, medic, and former resistance fighter.
Totally hoping to get to see more of Cadenza today.
Who can
Next
say?
up is, yeah. It's okay. I've got my fingers and my bare toes crossed, so it's gonna happen. Don't worry.
Your bare toes? Oh, you should probably put on socks. It's really cold.
Oh my god!
But into a
10.
Oh my god!
This game. I'm really gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Dominique, hi, hello.
Hello. I'm Dominique. I use they, them pronouns, and I play Orla, who uses she, they pronouns. She is a Terran xenobiologist who has recently come under some suspicion about becoming part of the choir after being a little bit infected with the song a little bit. just a smidge. So we'll see where that goes this session. And if Vel is the worst, Orla is at least the second worst, maybe tied for worst.
Very, very different energies.
Yeah, I'm just a terrible partner. I'm a wife guy, but I'm a she-they wife guy, but like in a bad way.
Oh, that'll never get me.
Is this a wife?
I'm a wife guy.
Kevin, do you want to wrangle these bears?
Not really. I'm just here for the ride. Hi, I'm Kevin. My pronouns are he, him. I play all the other stuff. I get to set up all the scenes for these folks to explore their characters and butt heads with each other and some NPCs who they also get to play. And I get to do all the fun stuff like directing, which I'll just get straight to. I think this episode is going to open up on, it opens up like a very tight shot on two thin, spindly hands, but they're clearly calloused. They work. They're clean. There's a little dirt on their fingernails, but like there's some smudges of grease and things. And they're kind of just tapping their fingers on a metal surface, on a metal table. And it kind of wides out. And we see Ashley, and we kind of get the audio picks up, and we see Ashley is singing, just straight up singing, belting out perfect pitch Cinderman by Nina Simone.
Holy shit.
And stomping her feet and like just staring dead, like singing, but like very like calmly staring, cold stare out. And we keep pulling back further. We see that Ashley is like sort of sitting at a table on a metal chair at a metal table, and there's a bunk, like just a slab of metal with a cot on it on a wall, held up by chains. And then we kind of go out and we see that there's a blank partition, or like there's some sort of clear partition. And once the camera passes that, all the audio cuts. Ooh. So we still see Ashley just belting out this song, but it's completely mute. And we keep pulling out, and it's like, we see some wooden walls, wooden floor. We see in the corner like this large mechanical figure, almost like a maquette standing there. If this were in the show, this would be like a model that's been super zoomed in and imposed on the shot. And then at a desk, we see Private Vel sitting at a desk. Do we see someone sitting across from Vel today?
I honestly, I mean, it would be nice to have Cadenza in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like Vel is probably like, if Vel has questions, he would be like, I'll probably like, Cadenza's probably the person to go to. Because I mean, like, Vel is trying to rise up to the task of being the person to, like, you know, snuff out the song, but is also unsure about himself and stuff like that. So yeah, that's who I would want at least in the scene.
I mean, Vel possibly like knowing Cadenza a little bit, knows that they have experience with the song, and like,
yeah,
they might be the person to go to in regards to this. And Ashley is clearly no longer trying to hide. They're clearly leaning in.
Yeah. Is it common knowledge that Orla like had direct contact with the song? Like, would she talk about it at all?
I think that you know I was at the bar, and you know that Ashley was also at the bar, so you could.
Oh well, no. Like in your backstory, like, because you said that you were like.
I don't think I talk about that. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a good reason. Like, there's a good reason that like Vel would not know that you also have had like direct contact with the song or something. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, to be clear, is this like for flavor, or are we doing this like a scene with a tilt and everything?
This is where we're going to, since we had triggered it last time, we could start out with a moment of discovery, and then we could transition that into a scene if we would like to press on, if we find that in the nature of the growth of discovery that like something comes up that we want to explore a bit more.
Yeah, I'm good with that, because I have a question that I want to ask Cadenza.
Shoot.
So this is in character, Because I feel like this would be a part of the
Yeah,
conversation.
we can do it that way.
Yeah. I think like we've probably been talking a little bit. And Cadenza would definitely be able to see that Vel is like very nervous, right? Like holding on to like a cup of something, and is like, Doc, have you I had this question actually phrased properly, but like it's like, is there anybody you couldn't save?
Mm.
You kidding me? We got Ashley belting her heart out. You fought. I guess you didn't see a lot of action, actually. You want to ask me that? All right. Let's go there. And Cadenza like leans back in the chair and like stretches out, like big, massive. Like
Yeah. Also, like you notice like Vel's like minimally keeping eye contact. Like is definitely like kind of when asks it was not looking at you when asking
yeah.
for that. Yeah.
And I think the whole time Cadenza is matching eye contact with Vel, or trying to, like looking at Vel with the cyber eye as well. That's like kind of locked in. Let's start with my family. I don't know where they went. Truth be told, I don't really remember how I got on that ship when I was born. Belters, we're all born out there in the black. We're changed by it. It makes us who we are. I was raised on a ship. I had a family. I had siblings. Don't remember much of what happened before then. All I remember is one day, the family was gone. We're dead. And I was looking at a crew that boarded us. They said something happened. There was some kind of accident. Wish I could remember them. I get visions, Sometimes I see faces. I see who they used to be. And they kind of look like me. And there were lights, flashing sounds, airlock, explosive decompression. They said they hit my head. All I remember is I could have done something. I didn't care that I was just a kid. I know I could have. They took me in. That's how I got my name. It was the ship they found me on. That's where it started. When I was older, I learned from some people. Some old Terran writer wrote books, fairy tales and funny stories, fantasy stuff. One of those was about how we were going to go to Mars one day. We were going to settle it all, make a new civilization. We ended up making the same mistakes up there that we did back down on every other rock we've been on. I joined up. It made sense to me. We did things. Some I'm not proud of, and some I'd do again in a heartbeat. During one of those jobs, I got left on your rock. All that red earth, the dome. I remember thinking I could never live there. Out in space, everything's so open. There's freedom. It's quiet. On a planet, there's noise all the time. You can hear it. Even when you close your eyes and try and zone out, everything's moving. There's always something buzzing. It's different when it's just the hum of the thrusters and that same stale recycled air smell. There's a bit of different kind of stillness. But on that dome, that's when the bombs fell. Your executives, the people that run Mars Corp, they'd already been taken by the song. And bit by bit, they sent people to shut down each complex, flood the air supply, take people out, use the same suits that you walk around in now against their own people, just like they did back in 2050 when you tried to retake the planet from Black Sky. You remember that? Of course you don't. None of us do. 200 years ago, if you history, they really put a kid in one of those things, a weapon that suppressed civilians for spits of land. And now they call that the military. And when those bombs hit and life support started failing, I had people. I lost friends. I remember them every damn day. And I made friends. Saved a lot of you. There's a lot of red earth on these hands. And I've tried to wash it out. But I kept a lot of you alive. If it comes down to it, I'll keep you alive. Don't forget this. And Cadenza unzips part of the jumpsuit, and on their chest is this massive tattoo. It's a planet. It looks like Mars. It's red, except that instead of craters, there's a skull on it.
Mm-hmm.
And below that, it says "Better dead than red."
Whoa!
I put this on my body to remind myself every day of what you bloodsuckers have done to my people when you shut off our water for non-corporate employees, when your executives put everybody under the guise of communal work ethic, when all that money goes right to the top. All of you bleed red just like the rest of us. So I've lost people, Vel. I'm not going to lose anymore.
We want to make this a scene. I feel like that tattoo is a tilt in itself.
Damn. We could make this a scene though if we want to break into.
If you're interested, if this is something you want to explore and kind of test some beliefs.
I feel like part of the tilt is also like,
yeah,
Ashley's here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm okay with making this into a scene. I think I see where I could push my own beliefs against this. I mean, clearly, I'm saying that I'm a murderer, but
a lot's happening here.
A lot's happening.
Like, we could have a conflict of like that moment and turn, like, kind of dovetail the discovery into this thing where, like, yeah, every single Mars Corp person is like benefits from complacency and exploitation and murder and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, but not me. or however you want to phrase it.
Bell has a belief of trusting the system and that it's inherently good for like all people and things like that. And if we turn this into a scene, what's the question that we would like to explore?
So like a part of why I thought that would be a good question to ask in the context of this scene is like, is there a way to like deal with this problem without violence, right? And then Simon's answer's kind of now shifted it to like, you're probably going to make this about violence. I don't really know if like there's a concrete question to that.
Maybe the question is just like, see what happens when y'all put the cards on the table and be real honest.
The question. Oh yeah.
Like, is there hope for Ashley?
Yeah.
Is there hope for Ashley?
Can
Yeah.
you two, despite your histories, work together?
That's a good one
That's
too.
a really good one.
I actually
Yeah.
really like that question.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I actually really like that. That opens it up very well.
So
I feel
maybe
like we've done a good job staying. Oh, go ahead, Simon.
Oh no, please.
I was gonna say I feel like we've done a good job staying away from yes or no questions, but that's a yes or no question that is still very compelling.
Yes. Yeah.
What I was gonna say, I think, is like from there, I think what I'm setting up is the implication that like Vel perhaps, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, believes that Ashley like something has to be done. Like, we got to turn Ashley in. And Cadenza's like, we're not going to do that. We're going to try something first.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Is like,
okay,
it's like why I asked that, because it's like I think in my head I'm like Vella's probably thinking like it's like, because you're right. It's like I'm like a kid in a suit, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what do I do? The quickest solution is to like, end her. Like is to just be like, we have to stop this here and now. And like I think Vel is like struggling to be like, there has to be another way, but that is the quickest solution. That is like I am a gun and I must shoot, right? So yeah, okay. No, I love that. I like this a lot.
I think if we say that like Vel is maybe thinking that in the moment, like as like sort of they're processing this conversation, they kind of look out the window through the front and they see in the main thoroughfare, just standing out there, large and hulking figure, like this mountain of a person. Nassim is just standing in the thoroughfare, standing out there, hands at his sides, looking inside, just dead faced. And we kind of get a quick little flashback of Nassim earlier, having been there when Vel had arrested Ashley and having protested that, and having spoken with Vel a couple times, saying like that there's no actual law against this. You have no right, you have no jurisdiction. Like speaking the most Nassim's probably ever spoken. Like still being very succinct, but still like being very loquacious about it. And like sort of seeing that once seeing Cadenza go in there, they kind of just wait outside very sternly, kind of letting you know that they're there, but not doing anything yet.
No, I think like the fellas that like acting on that is just more like that's just like another thing that's putting pressure on him. Is like people are unhappy about this. Like people know like what do I do? Right? Okay, yeah, perfect. So we got our question. We got our tilt.
Would either Orla or Sank to come into the scene, participate in the scene, or would you each like to participate as audience?
I'm going to be audience.
Audience.
All right.
If I could sing, I would want to just be Ashley right now.
Oh, that'd be
but
so
I can't sing, so I'm not doing that.
Well, you know what you can do?
Because
just
like
mute,
plexiglass.
Yeah, mute your mic and just sing to your heart's content. It's perfect.
Because we can't hear her anyway.
Let it out.
The song's called "Let It Go."
Oh my god. Sorry.
It really threw you out. Huh?
It really threw me off. That's the problem.
So I need Jess to mute themselves and then do all 10 minutes of Centerman. Like that's the only solution here. Because that song is lengthy.
Yeah, it is.
If I knew the words, I would.
Oh my god. What was it? Could you just remind me the essence of the last thing that Cadenza said?
Yeah, I've lost a lot of people. I'm not gonna lose any more.
Okay, yeah. I think like yeah, so Vel's still like not really making eye contact, and I'm saying like this is all that's going in his head, and he's like, but this is bigger than that, right? Like this destroyed the galaxy, and it's here, you know? Like, how do you not? Oh, sorry. How do you not? How do you not lose people to this? How do you know you're making the right decision? What if you need to lose people to save others, to save more?
You're a soldier. You're trained to kill. I'm a doctor. I'm trained to save. When you put yourself in a conflict, every time you look at something like a problem, they train you to treat it like something to shoot.
But shooting, being a soldier, being a gun is what ended this in the first place. Maybe if the first person to sing was just, was at the mercy of a gun, then we wouldn't be where we are. The atrocities wouldn't have happened, right?
So what? As soon as we see someone who starts acting suspicious, we just put them in the dirt? Come on, kid. You're smarter than that. She's sick. She's not a horse. You hear about horses? You believe they used to do this? Terrans.
Those
Horse
wacky
breaks its
Terrans.
leg, you take it out back and you put a bullet in its head? Would we do that to a human? No. You don't cut off your nose to spite your face, right? If she's sick, what's the worst that happens if we try and treat that disease? She doesn't get better. Okay, she doesn't get better. She starts to spread it to somebody else. Then it's a problem. Then we take the next steps. I got the chess set out. Don't try and play whack-a-mole with me.
Oh, damn. Yeah, all right, Doc. I mean, listen, you want to heal people, but then like, how am I supposed to know? I'm gonna have to go out there. I'm gonna have to start rounding up people, seeing everybody Ashley's been with. Right? No one's happy. Nassim's already out there. It's probably gonna protest right outside my door by sundown. You gonna take my side on that, huh? Who here is gonna be? They don't want to. No one wants to admit to the song, to being here. We know it's here. We do here. We see it. I could see it in Orla's eyes too. Well, I could see it in Adese's eyes.
You back me up on this? We try one thing. All right? We try one thing. And if it doesn't work, we play hardball. But I'll come with you. But you got to give me something to work with here. What, you think this is the solution? Cadenza, I think, has a weapon.
Probably.
I think Cadenza has like a pistol or something from years of survival and as a former resistance fighter.
Yeah.
If everyone's cool with this, I think like Cadenza takes the pistol out from the flight suit and just like puts it in the middle of the table between them and Vel, and is like, I got a piece right here.
Quick question: which way is the dangerous end oriented?
points it towards Vel, I think.
Okay.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure.
You're gonna. If it really is the solution, what, you just pick that up, you squeeze, whole thing goes away, everybody goes away happy. You want to do that?
I think Vel picks it up, but like has like trigger discipline and all
Of
that,
course.
right? Like, is it-
You're a soldier.
yeah. Sorry, I'm in the library. The problem, Doc, is this here. This here. Where's my tiny Nerf gun? This is what got me Ashley, and then like points at the Titan armor.
Hmm.
That's what got me Ashley. Before this, you know, they would say it's just a culture, it's just a custom, right? We just want to have some fun. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. I want to believe you. I want to believe that there's a way to treat this, but I don't know. You saw like, who knows, the next time a shipment comes down, Mars Corp comes in, I'm not the only one who's going to get strung up. This whole town might get nuked from orbit. You say our methods are, you know, wrong, barbaric, but they get results and they get them fast.
We're in your house?
I mean, it would be. I mean, I guess like, well, we said that my house would also be the.
Yeah, you got like the apartment on the second story of like the sheriff's building.
Yeah.
So I think the other thing Cadenza has is like a briefcase, like one of those strong boxes that has like some medical tools and supplies and stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple of things in here. I can pull together one simple dose. Couple reverse engineer, a couple of meds.
Mm-hmm.
It's been proven there are certain medications that can slow the tide of the choir's infection, that can try and reverse engineer it, that can try and do something against it. This is my gun. You give me this one magic bullet. Do you feel like we're in? I feel like we're in conflict.
Do you want to? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, because I think like Vel could give in, but I think is still.
I think Vel, Vel, we're
Yeah.
both at this impasse of like, I want to do this thing and you want to do this thing.
Mm-hmm. That's a
It's
conflict.
directly belief versus belief.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
So we're gonna do a
Alright.
conflict. Y'all need to set goals for each of your characters.
This is our first player versus player comp. The last one we were like, never mind.
Both people in the conflict declare what they want to happen. After explaining what each side wants, the two people involved have a chance to either back down or negotiate a compromise. Otherwise, you know what the stakes of the conflict will be.
My goal is to let Vel, get Vel to let me try and save Ashley.
My goal. Oh my god, I hate saying this out loud.
Yeah, shoot.
Boy, God, my goal is, I think it's to convince Cadenza that I'm right. Like,
Mhm.
I actually, because again, I don't actually think Vel is like, we need to shoot Ashley. I think Vel is looking for somebody to say, yes, you're right. You
Yeah.
know? Okay.
Your ideas are good
Yeah.
and we should follow them.
Uh-huh.
You are a good and smart soldier boy, and we value your
And
opinion.
that's exactly what it is.
You literally just want to pound the head.
Now, is you being right? Does that mean that Cadenza would not be able to try through medical means to try and alleviate Ashley's conditions?
I think if it goes that way, I think like Vel is definitely okay with like because like, it's like I know other people are probably infected. Like just the way this works, if Ashley is this far gone, there are other people. We don't need to kill everybody, right? Like Vel definitely wouldn't be like, we have to shoot Orla now, like right here, right now, right?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's also like the most extreme end of the thing too, because like for the audience's reference, when you are affected by the song, like keeping people separated from others is like the easiest and the most direct way to start trying to slow the spread, along with psychiatric drugs and therapy, that's also extremely dangerous because the person who's talking through the chorister through their issues can be exposed because it's a mimetic virus. It can be transferred sympathetically that way. It's usually like very frowned upon. And then like the most extreme thing is like severe physical or emotional shock. So some kind of violence, and like I assume beyond that is murder. It's like
shoot her
this
on
person
the
is so
foot.
far gone. Right.
Severe physical and emotional shock. Just hobble her.
Just oh my god,
no.
It's like still awful. Oh my god, but
it's a solution.
It's a solution. Yeah.
Orla wasn't in the scene.
Orla is not in this scene, but Belle wants to kill her, so I feel obligated to say something.
Let's maybe take it back a step.
Walking back from serious maiming, from murder to maiming.
I know it's not good. Oh Jesus Christ, Val. Okay, so that was our goals.
Yeah.
So we both agree that those are like discrete goals that are in conflict, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
because I don't think Cadenza would like say yes, you're right. Like I think Cadenza would be like, no, you. I don't care what you think. This is how we're gonna do it. Right. And even if we do this thing, you're still not right, even if it's the best thing to do.
Yeah,
that's the kicker. I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's how stubborn they're being. So now we add dice.
Yep. You all each get one die. You start with a single die, D6. You get one additional die for each relevant trait that can help you achieve your goal.
Oh, geez. Okay. Let's see. I have choristers and mimetics, which feel appropriate to this.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Would tactics be something I'm pulling from? Like I can, because I feel like maybe because Vel's like, this is efficiency. Like if we do this like this way, then it will get rid of it as soon as we can, and not really thinking about it another way.
Audience, what say you? Has Viditya lawyered tactics well enough to your means?
You can say. Oh, kind of part of me wants to.
I feel convinced.
Okay.
I feel convinced. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh, I don't feel good about getting this die. Oh, it's so bad. I forgot that I have. I straight forgot I had traits healing and hope and relationship. Okay.
Well, I have training in mimetics as well. I think in this moment, part of my background as a belter gives me expertise in disputes. So I'm tapping that in, I think. And then I'm not entirely sure in this particular context if any of my other traits I think are going to apply. So I could take some audience input as well. I might
wait, which was the one that you just said you're taking?
mimetics and disputes.
I would say maybe grief could also work.
Like in this moment.
Yeah. Grief or violence, because like you did
Maybe
bring that-
violence.
Yeah, I think that might be the one that I'm thinking. Because
I feel like patience. Oh, maybe I'm
Yeah.
thinking of it wrong, but I was like medic, patience. Like this is someone you want to take on as your patient, right? Like you're trying to like.
Yes.
Oh, totally.
argue.
Yeah, I would be
Mhm.
completely fine with that. Because you're like, here's me, like I know how to treat this,
Yeah.
or I have
I'm
an idea.
telling you,
Exactly.
this is how we do it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good one.
All right, so let's
Mhm.
do those 3 then. So I'm rolling 4 dice then. So mimetics, disputes, and patience.
All right, cool. We're 4 for 4. And then if it's player versus player, is there other stuff that you do still, Kevin?
Nope. That's it. Do either of you have strain?
I have
I
no
don't
strain
think
yet.
so. No.
Then you accumulate the totals of your dice rolls.
Oh no. Okay. One second.
I've got 18.
Oh, you might. I think you beat me. That's 9, 10, 13. Okay. Good.
Oof. Do you want to spend a strain and re-roll your dice?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think I want to.
Okay.
Again, this is more of me like weighing. Do I want my character to win, or
I see. Yeah.
yeah, it's a weird place, but
So because I win the conflict, I get my outcome, and I also gain a point of strain to represent the price of victory.
Yeah, showing how you had to argue and put yourself on the line.
Yep. So I'm marking one of my strain.
Oh, which way? Because you're like you had to like uncog me basically. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it was
like,
an uphill battle.
Yeah, this is it. This is all I know.
Yeah. So I guess as we're like arguing back and forth, I presume this means that like somewhere in there, Cadenza just stands up and is like holding breaking open the case and getting things together, like synthesizing some meds into like one of those Star Trek style, like you push it against the person's arm and it does the tss and noise, and it just injects them without, it's just like contactless, whatever. And it's like, I have this thing, I could administer it. And like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Whether or not you want me to. And I think finally just like looms over you. Like, this is, so what's it going to be?
And I think like there is like a tension in Vel's face and stuff like that. And then Vel, who's like still holding the gun in his hand, probably just like releases whatever charges in it and puts it down. And I feel like he's pretty silent. Like he's just like that. Like the action alone, he was like, I can't say the words, basically.
Yeah. Cadenza walks over to where Ashley is, sits down. She's still on the seat, right?
Yeah, and like she's belting out. She's on the refrain of the song where she's just belting out power and like stamping her feet. And we get that like as Cadenza opens up this plexiglass door and like closes it behind themselves. And I think as that's happening, we stay on this side, on Vel's side of the plexiglass, and it goes quiet again. And or actually no, we go to your side where we keep hearing Ashley yell power, and on the other side where we can't hear, we see the door of the sheriff's office slam open, and we see Captain Zhang come in with a couple, not the whole platoon of his security force, but with like 2 or 3, and starts yelling and shouting at Vel and pointing inside the cell. And then what is Cadenza and Ashley's interaction as Cadenza administrating this medicine like?
Well, I think Ashley doesn't care.
No, yeah, she's just belting out her song. That's all
right.
she cares about.
And so Cadenza's...
I assume she like looks Cadenza right in the eyes and is just singing the song.
Oh my god.
And Cadenza like looks at her and like looks over at the scene outside. Ashley, you got a really nice voice. It's beautiful. I have to ask you something. I have something for you. But I can't give it to you unless you are comfortable with me administering it.
Kevin, I want to be clear that I'm giving Ashley, like, I said some things, but Ashley is yours here because you know better than me how far along she is and like what, you know what I mean? I don't know. I can't judge if she can like at least nod in this scenario or like, you know what I mean, while still singing, like.
You know what, I think what it is that she will like sort of fade out. She's still tapping her feet very loudly, but she simply like smiles and nods very neutrally and calmly.
Oh,
like,
that's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, like real
yeah,
creepy.
sure. Like. Give it like a very like nonverbal, like sure, if you think this will be the one that works.
Mm-hmm. And Cadenza reaches out with his long hand and just like offers it. Like, this is not really going to hurt, but sometimes people find it more comfortable if you have a hand to hold. You want to take my hand?
Oh, man.
Oh.
I'm wondering if she would take your hand and you would still feel like the
like, rhythm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's gonna make a small comment like, yours are about the same size as Barton's.
Ah!
Oh, my life is over. I simply must die. Kevin, you have ruined my life.
Kevin, you monster!
Barton was good people. You don't have to join him yet. And that's when Cadenza does the administration.
Heck.
Excuse me while I hold my gun while I
was gonna say.
And then we get a hard cuts commercial. We get a commercial for like the new Ford F-150.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's just like I'm watching Hulu.
Oh my god!
Carry cargo up to 8 feet long.
Oh. It's too much cargo.
That's just a belter. You can just put a belter in the
Yeah, you can put a belter in the new Ford F-150.
I mean, they're like tall and lean, so I feel like you could fit 3 side by side, like lengthwise.
Actually, the new
down.
Chevy Trax, but who's counting?
God. When I was a kid, my mom bought a Honda Civic, and I was like, "That trunk looks so big. I bet I could fit in it." And she was like, "Hey, want to find out?" And then I got in the trunk of her car. I turned out totally normal though.
Oh my god. I love it. So does the scene actually end there though?
Yeah, I think it does. I think,
Cool.
and we're gonna resolve that scene. Let us review your beliefs and see which of those have procced anything.
Okay. Simon, do you want to go first?
Sure. Well, the audience can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I think that we put some attention on everyone can be saved.
I think that belief was confirmed in the course of the scene.
Yes.
100%. I think.
I wanted to push I Planners Not at Home a little bit more, but I felt like it would have taken us into another direction.
I don't know. Well, are you finding yourself connected here? Like, are you?
That's true.
You pushed to save Ashley. You pushed to be part of this community. Like you.
Right, rather than leaving and like I could say this is not my problem.
Yeah, like literally, you've encountered this song here. You should want to run, but you didn't.
Yeah.
You stood your ground.
You specifically like spoke against, like you countered Vel's like point of like Mars Corp could nuke it from
that was me like trying to push it a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. I could see that.
Like, if Planet was not a home, you'd be like, fine, I can.
Yeah,
like, I don't belong here anyway. This is just a rest stop for me.
Yeah,
but you didn't.
Nice.
Yes, I think that's good. And I think if then like to reinforce that a little bit as we like leave the plexiglass room, there's that stillness in the room once she like stops singing, if she does stop singing. And as soon as we open the door, there's like faint bird song from some of the birds, the Terran birds that were introduced here, and like the swaying of the breeze and like some wind chimes or something, and the creaking of those calcium trees that maybe have like a little bit of a whistling in them. And like those sounds like are played for calming effect rather
Yeah.
than like the sensory overload that they usually do
Mhm.
for Cadenza.
I like that a lot.
Mhm.
Damn.
Nice.
Alright.
I'm glad. Vel definitely had trust the system like pushed back on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure. Does the audience what do the audience feel about A Soldier Never Rests?
I feel like that one didn't come up as much in this scene.
That's why I thought so too.
I mean, I feel like Cadenza was
Cadency.
Cadenzi. So-
Oh, please.
no. Was pushing the stay vigilant aspect, if you know what I mean. Like,
hmm
I don't know if
yeah.
that is enough for you, but like, it was like, you can't get away from being a soldier, and that's like some
Yeah.
stuff you haven't had to deal with yet. Like, you literally just had your door bust down. You had to fight with your friend, and now your door is bust down. Like,
Okay. All right.
I'm just here.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
hearing every
In that
point.
case,
I'm
I
so
see it.
sorry.
No. That was
Take
Yeah, no, I
it,
can see
yeah.
it
agree
too,
with
because like,
it.
you're talking about like no, like if I go by the book, I got to go round up Orla and like talk to everybody who's talked to Ashley and
Yeah.
do some contact tracing. Like that seemed to lean into Soldier Never Rests.
Oh my
Like
god.
Yeah.
Infectious disease protocols.
Oh,
Oh, my
hello.
god.
No,
We've got
you're
that content warning today.
mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna mark it because you're right. It was like I have to do what a soldier does. Like,
Yeah.
if this is real and we see it, I have to do my job. Okay, cool.
Oh, that hits you at 6, don't it? Or no, 5.
No, I'm at 5.
One more.
5.
Okay.
Oh,
For the folks
we're
at
almost
home,
to
we
this.
are. For the folks at home, we are under the advisement of the developer, artificially modifying the bar for a moment of growth, and we're to 6 for this. So hoping that we were able to hit that to show that off, because we were very excited to explore that if we can.
Mhm.
So it's a race to 6. And as we
Yeah.
transition out of that scene and we see Cadenza, like I think the captain is still arguing the Vel or like chastising you, but that's like totally muted. The volume on the mixer of the dialogue there is totally down, and we Cadenza gets all the nature sounds, and then the camera like follows that and goes outside, and we see like 2 or 3 more people are standing outside with Nassim. So more people are joining in this this sort of protest against this
Yeah.
arrest, and we cut over to, let's see, Orla is due for a moment of discovery as well, if I believe
Yeah.
right. Orla, who would you like to have a moment of discovery with?
With Sync.
With Sync.
And I have a question that I want to ask, but if we're asking it diegetically, then I'm not sure how narratively to get to the question, or if we're asking it like non-diegetically, then just like I, Dominique, can ask Sync the question.
If you would like to
I'm
ask it
not sure what makes more
diegetically,
sense.
we can air the question and then figure out a context that works for that question.
Okay, yeah. My question is, of all of the native life on Polvo, what is the most like appealing, interesting, or fun to Sync? Like, what is the best part about having moved to this planet?
Oh, we need this.
Do you want to
Yep,
just? I
bring
feel
in
like
the
we could just be outside for this. Like maybe this scene is like, because especially after having like that bad stuff happens, maybe
Mhm.
like Sank likes to either accompany you outside when you're doing stuff or asks you to accompany her.
Okay. Yeah, I think it could be maybe you're like watching out for me while I'm like bringing in nets of fish or something from the stew pot. Yeah. And then is this present timeline or flashback? Because I feel like present timeline you get a very different Orla.
Yeah, I know. That's my only concern too. Are we getting emotionless Orla or are we getting emotion-full Orla?
Book
I mean,
says
it could be in the
either a
week in
flashback or role
between.
playing, whichever you would prefer, I think.
I think if we did it as a flashback, it could be in the
Yeah.
week in between Barton's death and the scene at the bar.
Mhm.
Yeah. Bless you.
Excuse me.
As an audience member, I would like to see past Orla.
Yeah, that would be nice.
in this moment.
And that way, as a director,
Alright.
like we get the contrast. We can cut to current Orla and see like
Yeah.
that jarring
Ooh.
difference.
Current
It'll
Orla
hit
with no
harder.
emotions.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get like a nice moment, and then we're gonna be reminded how horrible things are.
In the TV
Right.
show, people would be like, "Wait, didn't Orla, but," and then they're like, "Oh, when it
It's a
clicks."
flashback.
It's a flashback. It's one of those scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're like doing some fish study stuff, could I like help you like haul up some nets and stuff like that? Can I just be
Yes.
like,
Aw.
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Yes.
Daisy's
dig-
out
I
like,
dig my-
swimming in the stew pot in the distance, out of focus.
And we're just carrying like nets of fish, some of which are edible. We have to sort out like what's edible and what's more useful for other applications in the lab, and like of the fish that's edible, what kind of like extra treatment or whatever has to be done to them to make them like safe, like for broader consumption by humanoid life forms. So we're bringing in some fish, and I think that we would work like pretty quietly, aside from like Orla just giving like gentle directions. And I think that Orla would be very patient with Sync, because there was like previous incident with Sync and the Daisy not getting along because Sync will just like grab a fish and eat it. But I think that Orla is pretty just like gives very gentle guidance and is like, hey, if you could just do that, that'd be cool. Or like, hey, if you could just do that, that'd be cool. Instead of being like, do this, do that.
Yeah.
More like could you please, or like, you know, if it's convenient for you, if you don't mind.
I mean, it seems reasonable to me that there was 5 fish there, and then I ate one. Now there's 4. It's perfect.
You know, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
I mean, if the fish are mostly here to be eaten, at least these ones are, so it's not that big of a deal. We have plenty for the rest of the town. But I noticed that there are certain kinds of fish that are in the stew pot that you like to eat more than other kinds of fish. But I'm wondering, like, of all the different weird kinds of plants and animals that are on this weird planet that we've all ended up on, do you have a favorite? Like either for eating or for looking at or for being friends with? You know, whatever the different kinds of wildlife do you think is the coolest? And still like pulling in nets.
Yeah. We're still like working and like thinking and just like, well, what I remember from before, and it's not too much, there were a lot of trees where I came from. There's not a lot of trees here. There's like the coral trees, but are those really trees? They're kind of different trees. But you know what's really nice? The moss. There's so much moss, and then sometimes you can just like dig into it, and then there's more like different kind of moss underneath, and you can kind of just like get in there. And sometimes I like to nap inside of the moss. It's really squishy. There's a lot of it.
I've never done that. I'll have to see if maybe I can have a nap in the moss later.
Yeah, it's really cozy. As long as it's not wet. Make sure you find like a not too wet patch.
I'll be on the lookout for some dry moss to take a nap in, Sync.
Dry moss. Perfect.
And you just
Sometimes-
dig a little hole and then sleep
Yeah.
in it?
Well, because sometimes if you think about it, underneath the moss, there's like peat and things, and sometimes the peat is like it's doing stuff. I don't know what it's doing, but it gets like warm as it like processes as it's doing stuff. Plant business. And it's warm. Like, you know, sometimes when things are like processing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like Orla would know the term, but Dominique does not know the term.
I have no idea.
This is such a cute moment. Oh my god. And I just want the record to show that at some point in between all the shit that went down in session 1 and all the shit that went down in session 2, Orla took a nap in some moss. She had at least that moment.
Yes.
Tried it.
Yes. I have swayed Orla to the ways of moss naps. Perfect. My job here is done.
Moss nap.
Moss, man.
There's moss.
But
Yeah, like sometime later you find Sank like literally covered in moss up to her neck, like just up to
Oh my
just
god.
just like
Oh my
little bear snoot sticking out and like
I
moss
love that.
Everybody knows when Sank has had a day off because they always come back with like little tufts of
Just
green.
little bits
Yeah,
of
just
moss
like-
covered.
little bits of green all like covering all their fur.
There it is.
Had the afternoon off of scavenging. Went and dug a hole in some moss.
For science.
That's so
So
cute.
nice.
That's so cute.
That's my answer to your question.
I love
I
that.
know it wasn't as dramatic. I'm sorry.
It did not have to be dramatic. I did not need it to be dramatic. That was enough for me.
Yeah.
Thank
And
God.
we get like a nice like mid shot of Orla saying like, oh, I'll have to try that next time I get the chance, and then like it suddenly like very subtly transitions to Orla very more like cold, logical, stone faced, and like this is them in the same exact place at the same time of day, like weeks later, but by themselves, reeling in these nets by themselves.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Didn't invite me to come work with you.
Pulling in all my nets with no emotion.
Not taking any moss snaps.
Because I have no feelings and I'm a big meanie.
Sink, I would like a moment with you
Oh no.
if you're up for it.
Yeah, sure.
I think maybe this might be blurring the lines between the tilt and everything, but maybe it's a moment. Where would you be during the day on a day off? You're not working with Nassim. You're not due out over on the farms or anything on the tiers or in the steps.
Is this current?
Yeah, current.
Because on my day offs, like previously, I probably tried to help other people, but now
Yeah.
everyone's busy with stuff and everything's so serious.
Yeah, everything's really tense.
Oh
Things
god,
so
don't ask
serious.
No,
Sank
actually,
to go off all by themselves.
No, someone would ask you for help. A Daisy would ask you for some help.
Oh,
Because that's what I really want. I would like a scene between you and a Daisy. A Daisy is asking you for some help on the other side of this caldera lake, where like we saw in the background, out of focus, we see Orla pulling in the nets far
Yeah.
out, and
Yeah.
a Daisy has been like kind of asking you like, what like maybe we cut in like halfway through this conversation, but Daisy's like trying to figure out what's happened to Orla, unclear themselves, because like they share that Orla before would never have just ratted out Ashley to
Mhm.
Vel, and now they just totally threw him under the bus. They're acting so weird ever since that night. I think that's sort of the setup for the scene that I would like with Sank.
Yeah.
Would anybody like to take the role of a Daisy? I know Simon has previously, but all of the non-player characters in this game are non-monogamous. They can be taken up by any player that is not involved in the scene.
Did you?
I almost
Okay.
want to recuse myself from playing a Daisy.
You do? Well, you
I
get to
kinda
play your
do.
partner.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to play my own partner. I
You
would
don't
feel
want to
weird.
call out your own character?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to attack my own self.
Oh, it's such catharsis, though.
Yeah, like Orla is a piece of garbage, but I don't want to be the one to say it.
And yet you get insulted when I attack Orla. I also don't need to take
Okay.
Well, then I guess I'll play Ashley or Daisy.
Daisy? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not a
Thank you,
problem.
Simon.
Mhm.
Oh no! Oh, the person who does theater has to play multiple characters.
Oh my god, you're making an actor do roleplay. What a hardship.
What a terrible-
Amazing. Okay. So, Adeze has like come to me and told me about what Orla did
Yeah.
and asked what happened at
Yeah.
the bar. Why?
I think like what could be the tilt is that Orla is kind of Orla, while they are Daisy, while they are Orla's partner, they're kind of coming at Orla as a third party at you, and like while they're trying to get your side of the things in that evening, they're kind of blaming you a little bit too.
That's fair. That's cool. I understand. Yeah.
Maybe that's
Okay.
the tilt, if that makes sense to y'all.
Yeah. That definitely puts me in like, oh, sad bear. Okay.
Oh,
Oh boy.
So I mean, if
I
you're
don't-
not comfortable with that, I can roll with the Daisy.
I mean, I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Okay.
Just like they're putting blame on Sank for not doing more, basically.
I think so.
Mhm.
Because like they're very stressed where they otherwise would not. They would be a little bit more understanding, empathetic, but they're having problems with their partner, and their partner just sold out this woman who's in grief to a cop.
Yeah.
Space cop.
So what's the question?
Is there a question either of you are interested in this scene, or I can propose one? By the book, the actors are supposed to propose one.
Is it?
What?
Is it the actors?
It doesn't have to be people that are in the scene.
Oh right, yeah.
The audience.
Yeah.
I wonder if the question is like, what are we gonna do about Orla? Or like, is there anything
Oh,
to be
that's-
done about Orla?
Mm.
And like building
Yeah.
towards some sort of
oh, that's
like
pretty good.
action items. Like, what do we beyond having this conversation? What do we do?
Yeah.
Is it what do we do? Or is it like, is this gonna get worse? Or is this like,
Well, I feel like that speaks a lot to like Adazer's mindset about the relationship.
yeah, I
right?
think I think it has to be dependent upon if Adaze is currently in denial
Right.
About Orla being
That-
infected.
that Orla might be
Mm.
infected. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like if it's
Mm-hmm.
I think to me it's a completely different question. If Adaze is
Right.
like my partner may be infected versus like no, this was just a weird thing. Like what did you do? Like
Oh, I like the second one though. This being like
yeah.
my partner went out with you and has been acting
Yeah.
weird ever since. Like, did something happen
Mhm.
Yeah.
socially or interpersonally that like could have thrown them off?
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
personally think it makes more sense for Adaze to at this point not be fully accepting of it being song symptoms yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that might be like the small voice in the back of the head, but it's not like the forefront. Right now, it's still like that's still a far jump conclusion.
Yeah.
It's still just what happened. Like, were they upset in some way? Like, did somebody say something about me to them? Like, what happened?
Yeah. This is gonna be so hard. My God. Put my seatbelt on to watch this scene.
So the question is, what did you do to make them behave this way? Is that
Oh,
or what? Or is it what happened that night?
What other explanations are there for Orla's condition?
That's
Yeah.
that's a good way to
That's
phrase
good.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't know, and we can play to find out.
It's the best way to find out.
Mm-hmm. So we established in our world building that Adaze and Sank are opposites.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah, they don't. It's not that they like. There's no.
It's not, and there's no animosity.
There's
there.
no
It's just-
animosity.
they just don't-
just clash.
they're misaligned on a lot of
Yeah,
things.
they just
You
like.
fight. Oh my
One
gosh.
cuts sandwiches on diagonal. One cuts them like long ways.
Mhm,
Long-
mhm. One is crust
Hey.
on, one is crust off.
right,
Like
you
I'm
put the
stuck on
you put the
long
mayo
ways.
on the bottom piece of the bread versus the
Yeah.
top piece.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You
One
mean
of them is peanut butter and jelly. The other one is tuna, no bread. Just tuna.
just tuna?
No bread.
Just tuna.
But like the whole tuna picked out of the ocean.
Yeah.
Just like wade into the ocean, pick up a tuna, and eat it.
So that's a daisy, right?
Clearly.
Tank wants the PB&J cut diagonally, no crust.
Oh my god.
Sink is like holding up a fish like this is a sandwich, right?
This is a
Yeah.
sandwich.
I need you to put that.
Don't get
That's a
sandwiches
sample.
here.
That's. Oh my gosh, we're not harvesting those right now. I know you're trying really hard to help, and I really appreciate it. That's. Here, come over here. Let me show you.
Mm. I feel like this is like Sank is doing the thing once again that she does where she sits her bare butt down and is like trying to sit up straight, and like her sitting down and then like sitting up straight is as tall as like a normal human. Like well,
I'm sorry, Sank. I'm not mad at you. I don't know if this means if you like sitting means that you're like upset, or do you need time? Do you need me
No.
to?
I'm trying to listen so I
Oh.
don't eat the wrong fish again. Which are the fish I can eat again?
The ones that are over here,
Oh.
those are no good, and I know that your digestive system can handle them. So if you want a snack, if you need a snack, those are for you. Okay, I put them over in a separate tank. They're not going to get cross-contaminated with anything else. It's just that these have been in a tank for a long time. They have a very stable gestation period. We've equalized all of the alkalines in the water, and so it's this whole thing. And I'm probably going to have to run a few tests and flush out some of the toxins that might have been introduced by our chemicals. Not that your paws are dirty. It's just that they're not. I need to sit down. And I think she sits the same way that you're sitting almost. There's a lot going on right now.
I'm sorry. I'll try and be better.
No, Sank. It's not. Sank, it's not your fault. It's never your fault.
That can't be true.
Okay, maybe sometimes it's your fault, but most of the time, why do you always make yourself so small?
Because I'm too big for most things. And then sometimes when I'm supposed to be big, I'm not big enough. It's better to be small.
No, when you're small, you can't. There's so much that you can do, and every time I see you, I think how much you could be doing if you just let yourself be as big and as you are. And sometimes that, well, it makes me a little upset because Orla could, maybe Orla wouldn't be the way that she is if you were a little bigger.
Oh.
What do you mean?
All these people that Vel's running around making accusations and saying things and telling people that they're sick, that there's the choir running around, and maybe isn't there anything you could have done about that?
Well, Vel is just trying to protect us, and I try and listen to Vel when Vel tells us that we can't have stuff, but then sometimes, well, we just, Orla's really good and nice and wants people to have fun and be happy, and that's why we play games, and I like to spend time with her, but she doesn't want to spend time with me anymore. But I don't know what else I could do. I thought maybe when we were at the bar last time, I stood up because I got really mad, but then I sat back down.
Maybe the next time something like that happens, you can try standing. It's because these new people that come in, these soldiers are pushing everybody around, and they need somebody to stand up to them, I think.
Do they though? Because should I do that? Because I feel like Vel doesn't like it when I do stuff that Vel says don't do that stuff, and these people are not as nice to me as Vel. So if I stand up, is that a good idea though? What kind? When should I stand up? Do you think I should just make sure they know I'm as big as I am? And then I don't like actually stand up at them, just like near them. So they know.
I think if they want to make you feel small, you make yourself as big as you can.
Oh.
That's a lot to think about. Just like, it's nice that you're able to spend time with Orla. I wish she'd spend a little more time with me too, but she's just having a hard time right now. She's under a lot of stress, and these new people are doing a lot, and you know, she'll be back to normal very soon. It's just sometimes people, we get, I don't know what Ursa are like, but we have mood swings, you know? We have highs and lows. She's just on a low right now, and then she's looking at you with like very like almost like she's trying to convince herself, I think, as much as you. Like,
yeah.
She's gonna come up.
Yeah. Sync is like
she's gonna come up.
Sync is like nodding along, but also, doesn't it feel kind of different too?
No.
Well, just when there was the warhog attack. Sync knew
Hold
that.
for notes.
Yeah. Hold. When there was the warhog attack, I was upset for a while, but Orla was okay, and Orla helped me be okay. But Orla's usually better at being okay than me. And she's not. And that's just different in the long time I've known Orla. Maybe you, I mean, you know her better, so you're right, but it just feels different.
You said that there was help. We just need, it's our time to help Orla feel better.
Okay.
You don't think that you don't believe what people are saying, that they're sick, that they're infected.
Who's saying that?
Vel, the soldiers, people gossip. They're jealous, you know? I think that's it. They don't understand what Orla's doing. They don't understand who they are, who she is. You're right. They don't know Orla like I do.
Yeah, they don't. They don't know what they're talking about. That's not true. But also, should we make sure Orla's not sick?
Ooh.
Are you saying?
No, they're definitely wrong. They're all definitely wrong. But we're her family, so we have to take care of her.
Yeah.
So we should just... What do you do, like, when you know someone's not sick, but, like, before they're sick, to make sure that they don't get sick? Should we do that? Like, maybe she needs a moss nap.
We can try that. We could try that. She's probably mad at me.
Why is she mad at you?
This is all very personal stuff. You don't want to hear this.
Okay, well, you don't have to tell me, but also I don't mind, because, your family with Orla and Orla's family with me.
That's something I've always been interested in about your culture, this bond thing. It's kind of beautiful in a way. I don't know. Sometimes we argue. We're both very strong-headed people. We're very particular.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when we don't see eye to eye, we say things, we hurt people, we hurt each other. We don't mean them. Maybe this time I said something that was a little too harsh. And I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to make her angry. I didn't mean to push her away.
Well,
they just need space. They just need space. That's what it is. They just need space. And then when they're ready, they'll come back.
that makes sense. But I'm not very good with words, so I don't know the right words to say to fix when you say the wrong words. What I just do is I do the right thing then. You just got to do, your actions got to be words when your words are no good. So maybe she needs some space, but maybe she also needs the opposite of the bad thing you did. What was that?
An
You said
apology?
hurtful things. Well, maybe you need to say nice things if you said bad things.
Could you help me practice?
Yeah, okay.
And I think Adeze gets up and like locks the door to like the shed that they're in. It's like,
Yeah.
this is really hard for me. Would you like a fish? And goes to the tank and pulls one of these horrible alien fish out. It's like I find that I do things better in a full stomach.
Yeah.
It's time for lunch anyway.
I'd like that.
Oh,
I try to think of.
seems like.
Yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, no, please.
No. I'm just trying to think. If we answer the question of like what's happening and what to do next. I think we convinced ourselves that she just needs time and space and nice
Yeah.
words.
Like, yeah, it was a couple spat. We had an argument, like we
But
did.
also
and-
Sync is like, maybe we should make sure she's not sick.
Right. And
gonna,
the days is like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like maybe, but it's fine. But maybe
we should make
but
sure
it's
she's
fine.
not sick, or take care of her so she doesn't get sick if
Yeah.
we're worried.
Yeah.
I wonder what
Preventative
that
care.
even look like. Like, what does preventative care look like for the song? I'm really just asking, like, what are you guys going to do next? And I imagine that would involve ripping me in, which I'm just ready to be heartbroken.
I think it's like, I think it's talking.
I think it's talking too. Like, I think it's.
Yeah.
I can't talk about my feelings because I don't have any.
We gotta shake it out of you. I don't know what
Like
that was.
when the bullies turn the kids upside down and shake them until their money falls out of their pockets.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that, but like turn Orla upside down and shake them until emotions fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Christ. So we've answered the question. Now, it doesn't look like there was any conflict there. Everything was pretty copacetic. And we're going to review your beliefs, and specifically Sanks, and see which of those we might have touched on, either reinforcing or confronting.
I think you got rejection on I am not fit to lead because you
Yeah.
led the heck out of Adeze in that moment.
And
think-
like in addition to like anecdotally pushing back against that belief with your own actions, Adeze also pushed back against that belief with her words by saying that like you should stand up for yourself and for the people around you by literally standing up and being a 9-foot tall bear person.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to literally be big.
Be big. Gotta be
Yeah.
Be
big.
big.
I can't get
Be
that.
big. Eat cops.
Be big, eat
Honestly,
cops.
just
Eat 'em.
slam dunk Belle through a giant basketball hoop.
Mm-hmm.
It's that one panel in the what is it? Michael Jordan versus Godzilla comic. I'll post it in the thing. Don't worry about it.
I don't
Let's move
even
on from that
know
before we go
right
totally
now.
derailed. What about building
Um,
defenses against anything?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Like, I don't know if Sync feels like if the audience feels that like Sync got something from like I'm not fit to lead, like definitely got the impression like I need to do better, but not that she can. Like, I don't know. But that's just me. And then I can build defenses around anything. I think was that friend might be sick. Too late for defenses. What do next?
Which contradicts that belief.
It's a contradiction. Yeah, it's a contradiction. Yeah.
Because if it's too late to build defenses, then you fail to.
You can't build defense. This is another, which I think that one has only been that one has only been like disagreed with.
Checked with. Yeah.
Yeah, that hasn't been confirmed.
It's never been confirmed, that one.
I
Because
don't
first
think
there was the Warhog and then this.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That bad. Okay. I don't know. I definitely think that one, but what do y'all think of the other one?
I think yes to both.
I think
Okay.
so.
Because I think that Adeze sees you as needing to lead and argue for you
Yeah, that's
more of
true.
a leader. So I think you got like whether or not you believe it is a different thing, but you were definitely presented with evidence that contradicts your belief.
That's right. Okay.
Or presented with a belief that contradicts your belief.
Yeah, I see that now. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I need to stand up sooner and more. I need to be big. I need to be bigger.
Yep.
Okay. Got to be bigger. Got it.
So you had one confronted and one sort of reinforced.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, that scene ends, and we are going to cut to a commercial both in the fictional show and in the real show. We're going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. We're going to go grab some water, stretch, do a bio. You do the same. Take care of your bodies, as these people have forced me to do.
It's
true.
Thanks for hanging out.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Hello. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
I hope
We're
y'all had a
just
good
gonna-
break. We had a break. We had some secret discussions that I can't describe because they're secret. And now we will go on.
I
So,
won't tell. I'm sorry.
Listen, an Urson never tells. Excuse.
Is that true? I feel like you've told a lot.
That's canon now.
Wait, I didn't have my Urson ears on yet. Hang
So
on.
it didn't
Okay.
count.
It didn't count. It didn't count. Okay, now we're ready.
We just repeat the entire intro again because now Jeff has their ears.
Now,
hello.
Hello?
Well, following the line of action in our last scene, I think somebody's due for a little checkup, a little check-in. Let's say that there's a small little ambush, a small little intervention happening at home.
Choices
An
of words.
intimate gathering of friends.
People who love and care about you and wish to seek out your better well-being. They've
Oh,
all
good
come.
God.
They've pre-written notes.
Some friends who think you're not sick, but need to make sure you're not sick by doing pre-non-sickness stuff.
Yes.
Oh God.
So I think what we do is we follow Orla as like they clock out. It's kind of very rote. It's very quiet. They clock out of work. They collect their things. They put on their coat. They walk over to their small house. They open the door. They get the key. They fumble with the keys a little bit. They open it. They walk inside. They put the keys on the counter. They take off the coat. They grab something from the fridge and they walk in like their small living room and they see their beautiful partner, Adeze. And they also see their friends, Sank and Cadenza and Vel.
Oh God. Hi. I didn't know we were having people over. Hi. How are you guys?
Hun, sit down.
Orla sits down. Orla is very confused. Did we have dinner plans that I forgot about? What's going on?
No, we just wanted to know how you were doing. You've been doing a lot of work, and you haven't been asking for help. So, maybe that's extra hard, because, normally I help you with stuff, or a Daisy helps with stuff, but it's a lot of work for one person. So, how are you?
Oh, things have been pretty crazy around here. Everyone is just working on their own stuff, trying to get. Yeah, I'm sure Daisy could tell you that she's got her own projects, and you've got the scavenging, and I've been trying to get the yield of bone eels up. Now that we've gotten them more edible, we've got netted a lot of bone eels this past week.
I think like Vel kind of like leans over and it's like a loud whisper. So like if Orla wants to be able to hear this, then she totally can. But like turns over to like Cadenza and is all like we're just gonna dance around it. Like, come on, like we need to get into it, right? Like, is this what you do? I know you said trust me, but like this is too much.
And I think that because Kevin mentioned that Orla got something from the fridge, I'd like to think that Orla is just like eating a whole bell pepper.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
You'll just eat bell peppers?
Yeah.
Okay, this would be above level. Like I totally just like go at a bell pepper like
Yeah.
Like an
bell
apple?
pepper.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
sweet.
Oh, that's
Sweet, crunchy, cool.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Huh.
Orla's eating a bell pepper.
To be fair, the only reason I don't do that is because mass-produced bell peppers don't have much flavor or taste. So if you're talking like heirloom variety bell pepper, then sure.
Uh-huh.
You know what? That's fair. It depends on where you shop.
Suddenly, Vel's like, wait, we gotta do something else first, all right?
Yeah,
What's
you're
up with
like-
this bell pepper?
you moved off of the very serious topic of the song to like, wait. Is this normal
You know,
behavior?
trying to
They're eating a
sketch
bell
the scene.
pepper.
Trying to sketch the scene.
You're doing
Kevin set me up for having a snack. I had to mention what the snack was. I think if Belle asked, I'd be like, yeah, it's a plant that we brought over from Earth. It's pretty good. Do you want one? I can go get you one.
I think Vel looks again at everybody else and is like, do I say yes? Like, is this the procedure?
Well, no, this is good. A snack. You should have a snack that makes you're comfortable. That's good that you're comfortable.
Yeah, I feel comfortable. I'm confused, but I wouldn't say I'm uncomfortable.
Want to make sure you're feeling okay. Because, you've been acting different. Because like I said, normally when you go out, we help you, but you've been doing work all on your own. So that's different. So, sometimes when people act different, you ask them, hey, why are you acting different? You okay?
I would die for despair. What does Orla say to that? I think Orla is like, Yeah, I feel all right. I just figured, everyone's busy doing their own thing. But I mean, I'm going back out. I'm back out tomorrow if you want to help. We're bringing in, just bonials all day, every day. And I feel like Orla is like motivated by like getting everyone off her case right now. Is why she's being like, yeah, sure, help me bring in bonials.
Yeah.
Sank is convinced. Now you're acting normal.
My God.
Wait, let me double check my traits. Hang on.
I think like Vel finally kind of cracks and goes like, Orla, do you remember our conversation the other day?
Yeah, you showed up at the lab. It got kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, weird. I would like to follow up on that, really. As you know, we've taken Ashley in to custody. And
is she okay?
And Vel like looks like Cadenza like, yeah, yes.
She's holding.
And like, I have suspicions that you helped prove you let me find and help somebody else. The doc here was able to treat Ashley because of what you were able to tell me.
That's good, right? I mean, she's going to be okay. That's a good thing.
But and again, is like gonna like kind of look around like somebody, anybody else. We're worried.
How's Vel look right now? Like, is Vel coming in the uniform? Is Vel coming like with the gun on the hip?
I think there's we probably talked about it beforehand, right? Nobody probably talk about it in intervention scheduled a little bit. So like is probably in civvies, right? And does not have a gun. Or like maybe has like a sidearm, like something. It's just something, right?
I feel like a soldier never rests means that Vel is always armed to some degree.
That's I'm perfectly good with that. That's a very good point. To some degree, right? And and I think like Vel is like trying and is like is probably like look at I think like we were just talking about fidgeting, but like I think Vel actually is like uncomfortable and like want something to play with, like actually feels a little naked and is like, this is not like I'm fucking trying here, right? And I think like it worked the last time when Vel was able to actually have like an emotional conversation because he was in his power armor. Like he was like, I have like a physical control of the situation. I can be vulnerable because I'm not vulnerable. And now he's like, I'm trying to be vulnerable.
And you're just like,
but I'm too vulnerable to be vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Orla, everyone else is. I'm not gonna bullshit you. There's a lot of heat coming your way. Okay. I know that you've been a little different. Whether or not you feel that way, whether or not you're ready to admit that to people, I've seen some changes. And those changes worry a lot of people. They worry me in a very different way than they worry those jumpsuits down there that come off planet. And I'm telling you, people you care about, people care about you, are worried in a very big way, okay? The Daisy is worried about you. And Daisy means a lot. And what we're here to do is talk to you because if things are the way that some people say they are, Some changes are going to have to be made. You're not going to like those changes. I'm not going to like those changes. That might mean you go away. That might mean all this goes away. All we want is to talk straight, find out how you're doing, because if you say things that make people concerned, that's not going to end well, and I don't want that. Nobody's threatening you. We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh my god, how do I respond to that? Oh my god, I'm so stressed. Oh my god. Someone asked in chat earlier, how do you not break while role-playing serious scenes? The answer is that I just do.
Yeah.
Oh
Sure,
yeah.
I think, like I wake up, I go do my job, I come home, I go to Big Thames. I mean, it feels like everything is normal. I don't understand. Like, maybe I'm, if anything, like more efficient, like working harder. I don't see why that's a problem if the work that I'm doing keeps us alive.
I don't think anyone thinks your work is bad. Your work is very, very good. Just for those of us who spend most of their time with you, normally you would ask someone to go do things with you, and normally, like you say, you've been to Big Tim's, but I don't think you've been back in a while. We haven't been back. We haven't gone and said hi to everyone, so, and
Yeah, it's been weird since what happened with the Martians.
yeah, and that's understandable, but the last time a big bad thing happened, I was really upset for a while, and you got me back to feeling normal, and now it feels like my turn to check, because it seems like you're not back to feeling good yet.
Ooh, I wonder would Orla like express an emotion to be like, gotta express an emotion to get everyone off my case right now.
Ooh, you gonna fake it?
Yeah, I feel like Orla would well, follow-up question, can Orla cry on command?
Oh, that's
I
a
don't
very
think
good
Orla
question.
can, and I don't think that Orla would try to, because I think Orla knows that it would look bad. I think that Orla would say like, yeah, and I had to try and stay calm and try and de-escalate the situation when there were Martians with like these big ass guns in our like neighborhood bar, and that was really, really scary. And maybe maybe things aren't back to normal since then, and maybe I haven't been the most forthcoming about how that affected me. But yeah, you're right, that was a big thing that happened. And I don't know, maybe if I'm acting different, it's just that I need time to get past how all of that made me feel.
And that's really, really fair, and I think you're allowed to take time and space if that's what you need. I think we just needed to check and make sure. Well, I needed to check and make sure, because Adeze pointed out to me that I should have acted bigger, and maybe you wouldn't feel so bad right now if I had been bigger.
I think it's not your fault. Nothing is your fault.
That's not true. Why does everyone keep saying that? Some stuff is my fault. I could do better.
You did eat my tuna.
I'm gonna try and do better. Zink slams their fist down on something.
That's so good.
Zink slams their big bare fist down onto the coffee table.
So it's like, I'm not baby. And everyone's like,
I mean,
you're
I am baby, but I'm like...
There it is. Yeah, somebody just said.
Think that energy is not exactly what we need right now.
Okay, I sit back on my bare butt. I sit. I just want you to know that I put every time I do this, I put my hands on my lap. I'm like,
Oh my
Okay.
god.
That's adorable. That's so precious.
That's how we get in character.
Oh, sounds like
my
this is
God.
conflict. Some of y'all are
Oh,
saying
no.
Sake is baby. Others are saying Sake is not.
Oh my god.
I would like to roll for Sanctus
For
Baby. Let me
baby?
get my dice.
Like to roll to be baby.
I would like to roll with the belief that Sanctus Baby.
Oh my god.
I mean, I do think there is a conflict here, though. Is like,
Yeah.
Orla is like, I'm fine, and like,
I feel like
bluffing.
Orla has changed tactic from I'm fine to a single discrete incident happened to me that rattled me, and I am perhaps not fine, but you can attribute all the not fineness to this one thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I feel like Orla is more like, maybe I'm not okay, but like it's a scary thing happened, so like get off my back about it.
And a little bit of trying to deflect off of that topic to
Yeah,
put
it
like
definitely
kind of spotlight Sank a
Oh,
little bit, like
yeah.
just to actually
Oh
use
my
that
God.
moment.
Yeah.
it definitely feels like deflection a little bit.
Oh jeez.
Does that put the two of you in conflict?
Oh no,
do we-
are we in
So-
conflict?
I
Oh
think
my god,
so.
am I gonna have to roll
The two
against
people
you?
that were in the event.
We're doing
yeah, I
it.
think so.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Okay.
I was
All right,
there.
let me
Like,
pull
I
up
was
my
there
character
too.
sheet.
I was there too. This is different. Kind of like
It hit us differently.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So I have
right.
1 die for showing up.
Well, first
two-
let's set our goals to see what each Sank and Orla would like to happen.
I would
as a
like to
result of this
convince
moment.
people that all of my emotional turbulence or lack thereof can be attributed to a response to one specific traumatic event rather than to the virus.
Right. This is
Yeah.
just you being human and reacting to like a traumatic thing. It's
This is
not.
me
Yeah.
having feelings.
Yeah.
I had a showdown with several armed cops and had to de-escalate with a bunch of drunk people around me and successfully did that, and it was terrifying.
Mhm.
The more I say it, the more I myself am convinced that this is true. The song, I don't know her.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm assuming. I think that like someone in chat just saw my trait of unbearable puns. Yes, that is an official Urson trait. It's
Yep.
written. It is in the book. So, I'm assuming that Sank is going for like, you know, you're not okay, but and we'd like to help. Like we're trying to figure out what we can do to help. What's that?
Ask a quick question.
Yeah.
Dominique, do you think Orla understands that they might be infected by the song, or are they oblivious to it?
No, I don't think Orla knows.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really good question.
So,
Okay.
can I say it's just let us help you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that okay for my conflict point? Like,
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I feel
like,
like
let
there's
us help you, 'cause, like-
yeah, because your thing is this is just one thing. You're fine. You're fine. You're just upset about this one thing.
Mhm.
And I guess like I'm saying that like no, it's a bigger thing.
Let's consider all
Right.
of the options.
Yeah.
here.
And I also think there's a potential outcome where Orla is like willing to accept help predicated on people like believing or at least pretending to believe that it is just like the psychological strain of this one incident.
Mm.
Because I feel like Orla is not opposed to accepting help or like pretending to accept help to get people off of their case. I feel like it's the help needs to come with an acknowledgement that
Mhm.
like it's that everything that you're seeing in her can be chalked up to this one thing.
Mm.
So, Sank, if it sounds like Orla is offering a compromise, if you're willing to take that, we don't need to roll, and we just go
Oh.
with that.
go. I don't have to roll against my friend.
Okay, so the compromise is Orla will accept help if we accept that
The song is not like the source.
it's not the
the
song, but I can't agree to that. I feel like
Yeah.
oh,
If you
Oh,
can't
do I
agree
need to get
that,
my
then you
dice
don't.
back out? I put my dice away, man.
Oh my god.
I feel like I'd be
were
failing
like, I
everyone
want
else
this.
by not like I feel like this would
Well-
just lead to another fight. Like this is gonna lead to another conflict. If Sank is like, yeah, okay, then like, you know.
I mean, you can have multiple
It
conflicts
could,
in the
yeah.
same scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it totally could.
Like maybe Sank compromises, but someone else starts fighting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can totally see that being like how that goes. It's like, well, they got a point.
Yeah, Sank accepts that compromise, maybe, but then like Vel is like, no, fuck that.
Yeah,
Like,
because
clearly we
I
need to
feel like
explore
No, I
this.
saw that with my own two eyes. Like, Orla, you're clearly under the influence. Like,
Yeah.
That
Debate
seems reasonable to
me.
me. If Sank doesn't, if Sank is sort of unwilling to push that conflict and willing to.
But Adeze told me to stand up bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
and stand up.
Yeah, they did.
I love my wife.
I look over at Adeze and I stand up on my bare feet.
Can you stand all the way up in my tiny house?
I like bump my head and I sit back down.
God, I love them.
I
Okay.
love despair.
That might be true, but if I don't stand up big now, then it might be a bigger problem later. So, no. You need to, like, give what we're saying a chance.
And that's when we roll, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
I don't want Orla to have to say mean things to her friends.
yeah,
Okay.
saving.
Each of you start with one die, and then you add an additional die for each of your traits that you think apply to the specific conflict.
Okay. One for debate, another one for debate. Can I use my evasion die? Because I'm evading suspicion.
Lawyer it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We've done it
evading
before.
Being attacked.
Yeah.
There we go.
Social evasion.
I've got
Social-
debate, evasion.
Yeah.
I think that's it for me.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
What are you rolling, Jess?
Debate, evasion. Okay, for me, I was thinking, okay, you have to tell me where I'm wrong here, because I have a few that I'm like, maybe this? I have humans?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Orla
As
is,
an
in fact,
alien, I have
a
knowledge
human.
of... Okay, so you're a human, and I am studious of humans. Apparently.
Okay.
Is this
I
you?
d-
Is it?
That's my it's an alien trait.
Okay.
No, I can see that if we kind of dig in, it's like the sociological aspect
Yeah.
of humans and like the mores and folkways of a Terran and like how the current behavior
Okay.
might deviate from that.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you've convinced
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I was gonna say like how, but like what about knowing about humans is helping you here?
Okay. Tell me if this is incorrect. I have, as an Ursa, I have a trait of family, because I think I'm protecting my family here.
Buy it.
Yeah?
Y'all have
Is that
established that you're family a couple times.
Okay.
You're also
Uh,
being intimidating.
Am I?
You
Oh,
are.
God. Okay, so I'm
I mean,
intimidating.
you did stand
Well, you-
up in my
You're like
house.
looming.
Yeah,
I
you're
did.
like-
You're right. I did. I guess this isn't really healing. I'm not trying to heal you, or it's not really hope yet. I have relationships.
I mean, isn't therapy healing?
But I feel like you're not doing the therapy so much as you are persuading
telling-
me to
Okay.
seek therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you need help. I'm telling you need help.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you help, but
So-
you need help.
So that's, oh my God. Hey, I don't feel like I should have this many. What's the maximum dice? 1 second. Hi, hello, Raiders. Welcome in. You've come while we are bartering for dice.
Yeah.
We're literally in the middle of a conflict. Hi, hello. We're playing a game called After the War, which is a sci-fi mimetic horror. It deals with some tough stuff. We're currently like fighting in amongst our friend group. So we do have content warnings for this. I just want to I'm just gonna put the content warnings in chat. Thank you so much for coming on in. Thank you. I hope you all had a really, really good stream. And yeah. So we do a lot of tabletop in this channel. So right now we're doing a game called After the War. So I'm bartering for how to argue with my friend.
You can have a
So-
maximum of 6 additional dice.
6 additional dice. Okay, I'm at
7 total because you get
Mhm.
1 for showing up.
okay. I'm at 4 additional dice with
Oh my God.
humans, intimidation, family, healing, and then I would argue relationships and barter because you tried to debate me and I'm like compromise.
Hmm. I could see that.
Yeah.
And as a counterpoint, I think
Mm-hmm.
because Orla was on Feynman Station when the song hit and saw choristers firsthand, like the first choristers that
Yeah.
humanity really saw. I think that Orla's traits of the song and choristers apply because you know what people
Yeah.
act like
Yeah.
enough to say I'm not one
say
of them.
I'm not like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I will
and,
take
and
those extra
also,
2 dice. Thank you
Yeah.
for that, Simon.
Okay.
and also like, yeah, you're like, well, I wasn't infected, so I'm immune. Or like, like there's ways where it's
There's
like,
all
Oh,
kinds of ways you could spin that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
exactly.
you're like,
Yeah, like I was on, and like I don't talk about this. Like y'all probably
You
don't
never
even
talk
know
we
about
don't
it.
know about this. Yeah.
Mhm.
But like, if I wasn't infected all those years ago, then why would I be now?
Mm-hmm.
Does a Daisy
gives me
know?
5 additional dice.
Oh,
I
does
Daisy
a
knows.
Daisy know?
Okay.
Okay.
Daisy knows. Yeah,
Oh,
So if you bust that out, a Daisy can back you up on that.
Yeah.
yeah.
okay.
So
That's
you're
like
both
a level 7 tragic backstory element that like you have to like know me for like a hot minute to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, your fiance's.
So
Yeah.
are you both at full stack dice?
Full stack dice.
You have 7.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
I have
but
6.
somebody who has strain?
Oh,
yeah, who does
neither
that?
of us because it got healed.
You cleared it during
Yeah,
your
you
moment
You
of
did clear it.
Nice.
That's what happened. I
Yeah.
thought both of you had it, and I was like, oh.
No.
Oh,
Neither of us have
big
strain.
rolls.
Big
All right.
rolls. Oh god.
Let's
Okay, here we
do
go.
some math.
Re-rolling? Re-rolling?
Yeah.
We're rolling.
God, who's
Ooh.
winning this conflict means so much
Mhm.
to either side.
Oh
18.
no.
18.
Oh no. Oh,
It's not
I
a very
got-
good roll.
Yeah, okay. I definitely did better than 18 because that's 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19!
No!
Okay.
I demand a recount.
Good news, you can take a point of strain to re-roll all your dice.
I don't want to, because
Fair.
I think
Totally fair.
for the same reason that Vedita didn't take the strain to re-roll for Belle. I don't want to. I think
Yeah.
I, as Dominique, don't support Orla's actions, but wow, that was so close. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wow.
I really,
Here.
Really?
I rolled a 1, 4 4s, sorry, 4 2s. So I was like, oh crap. If I had strain on 1 or 2, that would have been it. Like, because most of my dice were 1 and 2s, but then I had a 4 and a 6. So it was 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19.
I rolled a 1, a 2, 2 3s, a 4, and a 5. So
Ooh, pretty low.
9, 12, 15, 18.
It's so close.
And
Oh my God,
respecting
that
our
was so
players more
stressful.
than the narrative or the characters, we are going to allow Dominique to sort of forgo using strain to re-roll. And so Sank wins this conflict.
Jeez.
Sank now gets what their goal. They get Orla to acquiesce, to explore the greater options. Then it might be more than just this one incident, this one specific sort of mundane incident otherwise that is causing these changes in their person. What does that look like?
Boy.
Like Sank, like what's like the final like little words? Like we imagine this is like a sort of drawn out like back and forth, and like of course Vel and Cadenza have things to interject in Azeze, but what's you get like the last word here that convinces Orla.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I'm trying to think. I know you're really, 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 really strong, and you think you don't need help because you're so strong. And that's fair, I understand that. but we can help without you being any less strong.
I feel like Orla doesn't say anything to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Because I feel like Orla is like accepting that you're right, but is like grumpy about it. But then is like not going to show being grumpy because like we don't show feelings in this house anymore. So I feel like Orla is like very, very quietly says like okay, and then finishes eating her bell pepper.
Oh my god.
Just to bring back the bell pepper.
But do you eat the core? Do you eat the
No,
Seeds?
I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's what I'm.
savage.
I'm like pretty curious about all that now. All right.
No, you don't eat the middle. You
Just eat the
you eat all the
outside.
rest of it.
Okay.
You sound unconvinced. Do we
More.
have to have a conflict over this bell pepper?
All right. So I have one participation die, and then probably can work in some other stuff. Jeez. I'm kind of curious. So, like, you're saying is that like Aura is now like listening and is like actually kind of agreeing to
Orla
stuff.
is like listening, not verbally agreeing, but it's kind of like, yeah, sure, do whatever. It's
Okay.
fine.
And like the conflict does not necessarily mean the end of the scene. It just means that we have
Yeah,
reached
that-
The end of
a
that
conclusion
conflict.
Yeah.
in that.
Because I asked to specify because I'm wondering if like Vel is like okay with that, or if Vel is like I need more, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's not
you could
enough to
trigger
just
another
admit,
conflict if
oh
Orla
yeah,
wants to
well
keep
maybe
going,
I have a
here.
Orla
problem.
can keep going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a problem, and I'm like, no, you do. um.
That's good. That's a step. If you think there's something else here, we can start making some steps. We can start moving forward. And I think that's like Cadenza is just slowly like, I need you to say this. I need you to acknowledge
Oh,
this.
God.
I can't accuse you of anything, like for a variety of reasons. And that probably is frustrating Vel because Vel's already had this argument
Oh yeah.
and seen this go down. And everybody else too.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so what is Cadenza's objective? Like, explain to like me, Dominique.
Well, I don't think Cadenza is triggering a conflict just yet, but I think overall
Okay.
their objective is to like, yes, it seems clear to all of us that yes, Orla is also infected with the song, and Cadenza wants to try and undo that somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I think
But like doesn't
that
want
Orla
to
would ask, and I'm
get up in your face about it. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not sure how to word this, but like it's like you're just talking about preventatives. Like by me agreeing to do some sort of treatment does not necessarily mean that I'm admitting that I'm infected.
Yeah, like I think what you're admitting is yes, there's the possibility that something is wrong and it's not just this one thing. But I don't have the song yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I
think that Orla
did
might
talk
be
to
like-
you to maybe prevent me from having the song, then I
Orla
might be okay with that.
I think it'd be easier for them to admit to being vulnerable to the song
Yes.
and needing to do preventatives because of that, rather than to say like, "Oh, I'm infected."
Yeah.
Especially because Orla has this background of that they haven't brought up yet in the scene of being like, "Yeah, I know what the song looks like, and I know that I am immune to it, and I know like if I had the song, I would know because I've seen it."
Right. Yeah.
So obviously I don't, but maybe I'm coming from a position of being like more vulnerable to this virus, in which case I'll do whatever I need to do to prevent it. And I also feel like Orla would also be like still not showing emotion because that's just like pragmatic, right? Of like
Exactly.
if there's a virus spreading, the logical thing to do is not get the virus.
Yeah.
Then I think that's what Cadenza is saying is like, Okay, so here's the situation. We're all we're working through it. We're talking through it. Nobody's making any accusations. Nobody's pointing fingers. We're just expressing how concerned we are, and we're not saying anything else is happening here. All we're asking, I know some techniques, okay? I've learned things, I've seen things. I've worked with people before. If you let me, Orla, we can have some regular times where we talk about what's going on just to make sure that everything is copacetic. Because the second those people sniff anything in the water, they'll come down on you like a hungry pack of hungry sharks. They want somebody to be the victim. They want a scapegoat. They already took one.
Okay.
I'm not letting them take another.
And nobody else has to know.
Nobody. Doctor pays from privilege.
Okay. Orla's game.
Okay.
Oh god, that was so stressful. That was so stressful.
Oh, okay. Because
I hate complex.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, does Vel have some other axes to connect this?
Honestly, I think Cadenza kind of touched on a few things. Like, I think throughout this, like, I mean, just like have my mindset where I was like, where would Vel jump in? But like, honestly, it's like you see Vel like kind of like tapping fingers and like worried and is like and then like Cadenza kind of keeps talking and is like, okay, all right, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, because I was gonna say like Vel's probably whole thing is like we don't have time, right? But also Dominique, if you don't want to push any further, Vel doesn't have to go like Cadenza.
No,
you just
I'm
gotta
game
stick
to,
her
I'm
with
game to
medicine.
push it.
Okay, because I think like I could say like Vel's like Cadenza, why don't we just like give her some medicine, like just get this over with.
That's an extreme case. Are you kidding me? Ashley is belting their heart out down there. Orla's just showing seeming a little off
or anything. Like I mean, I did the game with but like everyone does that. Like you can't say that there's anything major wrong with me.
Well, maybe not major, but like, you cut the infection out before it spreads. Like,
and I agreed to go with Cadenza, but I'm saying like you don't need to like stick like needles in me or anything. Like I don't think it's that serious. If this is meant to be an intervention, you came here for. You intervened.
I think this is where we angle into that conflict between the two of us again. It's like, look, Grunt.
Yeah.
You saw how this went last time, all right?
Yeah.
That Ashley was not well. That is undeniable. Orla has control, okay? Orla is a completely different person.
Okay.
I'm not going to go with the nuclear option for someone who might not even have the song. You want to undermine me?
Yeah, I know.
Everything that I've worked for, I came from nothing. Okay. I was born in nothing. I was raised in nothing. I fought for your planet, and you're telling me how to do my job and how to save these people?
Oh, jeez.
So if you want to nuke Barleymow, that blood's going to be on your hands.
I think like Vel is like seriously restraining and is like, you're right. I'm trying to make sure that they, like you said, they'll sniff it out. And if they have any reason, okay, that's just, and then like hands up in the air. It's like, okay, I'm just fine. But God help us. I think like Vel kind of gets up and is like, get better, Orla. And like try, I think like it's like wants to leave.
I think Orla either gives you a thumbs up or finger guns.
Jesus.
Finger guns.
Yeah. It's like and then like kind of shoots an eye at everybody else. Is all like, I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't like being the bad guy. I'm sorry. This worked. And then like kind of like looks again, like shoots an eye at Orla. Like it's all like kind of like very, very much like this better fucking worked kind of look, you know? And then I think we'll just leave.
Do you do the thing? Do you like walk out the door and then walk back in and do like that and then like walk back out again? Like,
I think no, but I do. You now actually got me thinking. I think like as you see Vel kind of like pat like the part like where he has like a sidearm just tucked like as he leaves, like as like a kind of like a just a comfort thing. It's all like okay, we're gonna go.
Oh my god, imagine finding the presence of a gun comforting. Imagine.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a weird, it's a headspace.
Like,
Oh, poor Vel.
Poor Vel.
you literally keep hugging the gun, and I imagine that. I'm like,
this is how I get in Vel's headspace. I'm like, this is my best friend. This right here. It's my best friend.
You're like a young Roland Tambo in Jurassic Park 2.
Oh my god! Wow! Jesus Christ!
no. Having the other way around.
Yeah. I set up the neck.
Yeah.
So,
And then you crawl into his arms.
based on what we discussed earlier before we came back from break about having a scene with all y'all, the question of being like, what happens when y'all like sort of intervene and like confront Orla about their condition following your sort of plan of action earlier? Do you feel the scene is concluded? Do you feel like you've got that question answered, or do you want to explore a bit more?
I feel good about it, but I am just one person.
No, I think we got what we had needed out of that scene.
Okay. All
Do beliefs.
Yeah, let's go over
Whew.
everyone's beliefs.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here.
Okay, I'm gonna argue that emotion is uncivilized was pushed because I had to show emotion to get people off my case, and it worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I also want to argue that textbook knowledge is power was pushed. Well, I'm not sure if it was pushed or confirmed, because I want to say that my experiential knowledge of the song from being on the station like didn't either help me or it didn't, because it helped me to like pretend that I know what the song looks like, but that pretending didn't really get me anywhere.
I guess like it depends again to ask again, like does Orla now feel like, okay, I might actually have it and my knowledge isn't, and like that initial knowledge kind of led me astray?
Ooh, I think that Orla thinks like, I think that at the bottom of it all, Orla trusts all of you guys at Adeze, and is kind of like, if multiple of you think that I might have it or think that some sort of like preventative care is in order, then there's probably a chance that I either have it or I'm vulnerable to it. But doesn't want to say that out loud, but like is starting to come around to the idea.
Yeah.
But then that sort of comes with the fact that Orla's experiential knowledge of the song, from having seen it spread, did not help prevent them from becoming vulnerable to it, which would probably push them further into their headspace of like field knowledge is useless compared to textbook knowledge. Like, and maybe if I had just like read more or studied more, then I would have known what was happening.
Ooh.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, that's still a lot. I'm like, now I'm still not, maybe not.
And then
I
I get
think
to a
either-
moment of growth.
Yeah,
hmm
you do have a moment of growth.
I feel like your experiential knowledge like kind of trumped your textbook knowledge there, like sort of a little bit. So it might have been, what's it, refuted? A little bit,
Refuted.
but it was
Yeah.
engaged, I believe. In the way
Yeah.
you put it. Mhm.
It was definitely addressed.
Right. Oh, I'm so hyped for this moment of growth because
Yeah.
I get to stop being infected, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Who has their beliefs next? Who thinks their beliefs are engaged as well?
I would like to see if Sank's beliefs were engaged. Because you also had a major part of this scene.
Did.
I think you had some evidence against I am not fit to
I'm
lead.
not fit to lead.
Because
yeah.
you stood up.
Yeah.
You were the
You stood
one
up.
to do
you
it.
You led that engagement.
So yeah, so
I'm
I have a
yeah.
question then. If like every other time I did I'm not fit to leave, it was like like agreed
Refuted.
upon.
Yeah.
Well, because this time it was refuted, but in other times, like the time when the person died because of me, I was like, oh no, that's right, I'm not fit to lead, right?
Mhm.
Like I've had in the past, I've had it be confirmed, and now it's being refuted. So if I hit that moment of growth,
Mhm.
I can choose either way, right? Like I say yes
I
or no
believe so.
one way or
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah. When you get
doesn't
to that
either
matter.
You go with, either you go with the track, the long view of the track record of it, or you go with the most recent, the one that queued up that
Okay.
moment of growth. I think both are valid options.
Yeah.
you're accepting one of those beliefs without conditions,
Mhm.
or you're rejecting it outright. Finally,
Okay. So I'm like, I am maybe kind of fit to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that allowed? Can I?
well, so if you're asking how to turn it into a conviction, like you,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
when you have the moment of growth, you're going to
Yeah.
take
You're
the
about
belief
to.
that you're
Yeah.
either accepting or rejecting, and then create a conviction that kind of
Yeah.
extends it into something different. So
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know
why
about can I
I know,
can I
but
lead
it's
is like
I think for now we'll just like as like an end of scene sort of procedure.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
addressing those, and then we'll circle back to the moments of growth.
Mhm.
okay.
It's for that, like for the end of the episode, and end of the series, it looks like.
Yeah.
So I think that we confirmed that you are sometimes fit to lead. So we refuted actually that you're.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And your phrasing of the other one. Let's just make sure what that was. I can build defenses against anything. Do you think that was engaged?
I don't feel like that
I mean,
one was
you-
engaged as much. I feel like it was the other one mostly.
Little
I have an
secondary.
argument for it,
Okay.
which was
Okay.
that you could not build defenses against a member of your squad being
Oh,
potentially infected.
Oh yeah.
oh,
That's
dang.
true.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it.
Just take
And,
all
like,
the
how do you build
insight.
defenses
Jeff
against
gets
this
all the
one?
insight.
I can't protect anyone. I'm sad bear.
Of course, out there.
No.
I would like to see Cadenza. Do you think either of yours were engaged with either of your beliefs?
Yeah. I absolutely had to deal with everyone can be saved.
Yeah.
I had evidence for that.
Mhm.
And a planet is not a home. I think I rejected that very heartily. Of like, this, I'm not going to let these people die just because this one thing happened. We're going to try and make
Yeah.
it right and dovetail that into like, I'm staying here to see this through. I could leave. It's similar to what happened earlier, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make this change.
Hell yeah. All right. So that is 2 for Cadenza. And
Woo.
Private Vel.
Hmm.
Does a soldier rest? Should we trust the system?
I think this was a soldier rests. Like pushes against it, you
Mhm.
know? It's like, don't be a soldier here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you came in the armor and like with guns out, it would have been a much different interaction.
Mm-hmm. And I guess this is trusting a different system. Because when I write the trust the system belief, it is definitely like very skewed towards the like the Martian beliefs and
Mars
like
core.
Mars core and stuff like that. So this is like even at the very end, like we didn't actually do the conflict, but I think like I wanted it to be like, okay, Vel was like, I'm still thinking like, you know, there's a different way to do it. Like we got to do it the way that we would, like how a Martian would, and instead was like, all right, you know what, you're right. We've gotten what we needed. I'm gonna get out of here. So maybe that was also pushed.
Yeah, I can see either it pushes on trusting the system, like the procedures of Mars Corp, or also that you should trust the system of your small clique here.
Mm-hmm.
Trust that they are able to sort of maintain and sort of handle things.
I like that. Okay, I marked them both.
Yeah, so it sounds like a lot of points for everyone. That means I think everybody gets a moment of growth, no?
Yeah.
Growth, certainly. Discovery.
Yeah. I
Well, no,
think,
actually, so everyone gets a moment of growth. Cadenza gets a moment of discovery.
Yep.
Right, yeah, you were behind on the track a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, in a moment of growth is when a character decides to unconditionally accept or reject one of their beliefs. Each moment of growth is played out as a deeply personal and meaningful conversation between characters. It's an opportunity to explore your character's decision and express how their perspectives have evolved. The other person will help you resolve your belief, although they are under no obligation to agree with your decision. After you play through the scene, your belief will be transformed into a conviction. If you accepted your belief as an absolute truth, copy the text of your former belief onto the conviction section of your character sheet. If you rejected your belief, write a new conviction that describes your new view of the world. Let's see. Who feels that they have a strong idea of their moment of growth?
Mine's kind of epilogue-y. Maybe we should wait on that.
Okay.
Mine is, I guess, also a little epilogue. I mean, we could just turn all of these into like scenes of like small vignettes and sort of kind of.
It's epilogue time.
Yeah.
Well, then shouldn't we do Simon's moment of discovery first then? Because that's still like diegetic.
Yes.
Who does not? Have we not seen enough of? Because I want to learn more about them. I want to learn more about Sank.
Yeah, I was about to say, Sank is in the least spotlight.
Yeah.
Crowd favorite.
Oh, I know what I want to know.
What?
Why does Sank think she's not fit to lead?
Because Sank is spare parts. We've discussed this before. Sank has always been like at best like feels lucky to get to help. Like Sank didn't have her own quad, which is what you call like a foursome of bears. Until our little quad crew got to come to this planet with the original, like, to prepare it for refugees and like help, and like is happy to do that and is happy to help, but is even messes that up sometimes. So she's just like, if I can't even like follow directions, I definitely can't lead. Like I'll do my best to help and stay out of the way. And that's the best I can do. That's like literally like how Adeze said that she thinks the best she can do is to make herself small. That's why she makes herself small. And that's why she doesn't think she's fit to lead.
So upsetting.
But yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think with that, Sank does get a moment of growth.
butts.
That leads very nicely into.
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm trying to think. So we like have a little moment, right, for a moment of growth. Like,
A moment with another character.
Oh. I think.
You and another character are Sank and another character are having a deep and meaningful conversation.
Can
Healing
I
up.
can I go with Cadenza back out to the ruins to do more scrapping like
Oh,
we
yeah.
did the first time? It was like our first scene together.
And
Oh.
it'll be very different.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, you know. So I think, you were right. You told me once a while ago, you told me that I needed to be more careful and that, like, there's stuff and that I had to be more watchful. Bad things happen when I wasn't watchful. And Adeze pointed out I needed to be bigger. And I think those two things go together. I think I need to make myself bigger so people see me. And I need to, make sure be more watchful and know that sometimes calling out the bad things isn't bad. It's stopping them from getting worse.
Learn a lot. I thought you had it's gonna sound mean. I thought you were a bit of a butterfingers. You got a lot of heart. I've seen that get a lot of people hurt. But I don't know. I feel like when I got here, I couldn't imagine being around you more than a few minutes. And I can't do this without you, Sank.
I think we all need each other. I think we all do better all together.
Would you put that pack down for a second and like crawls to like the edge of like one of the holes in the ship where it's like been blasted out, and maybe it's like kind of the sun is kind of starting to set. It's always a little weird when I can't see the stars around me everywhere, but you know this place pretty well. What's your favorite out of these things?
Did you say the sun is
Plant.
shining?
It's like setting a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Help me understand why life on a planet is worth it.
I mean, there's a lot of really nice stuff to look up at. Maybe you can't see quite as much, but you could be pretty comfy here on the ground. Have I shown you my favorite moss patch yet?
Oh.
What?
Like that. I think that's where we cut it.
Yeah, I think so. I think we get the transition of you two walking like side by side in the sunset to Sank's favorite moss patch. So,
Oh.
Jess, which
Moss
of
is
your
always
beliefs
dry and
either becomes a
warm.
conviction, or do you refute one of your beliefs and add a conviction?
I definitely will take that I can be fit to lead.
Okay.
I'm so happy for you.
So you rejected one of your beliefs and write a new conviction that describes your new view of the world.
Yeah. Oops. I'm just moving stuff around. Yeah. I could be complete. And so then I would get, and then if we were playing a longer game, I would write in a new belief, but I'll just leave it blank for now. Ta-da.
Private Vel.
Ah,
The private grows.
the private grows.
Some weird phrasing. I regret that.
I was trying not to laugh.
I'm 12.
I got bigger.
Hmm.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay, so I think I'm trying to think about like what the scene would look like, but I feel like a direction that a lot of this is going for Vel is definitely like, do I just do like, am I the soldier that I was trained to be and just do it without thinking, or like is being a part of a community and like listening to the community and its people the important aspect of this, right? Like he was like, I'm just gonna fucking run around and I gotta be a gun, right? I guess I'm kind of unsure exactly what scene it would be, but I think
Which of your beliefs are you looking to address? Maybe we could frame the scene around that.
I want to trust the system.
You want to trust the system.
Or like I think I would reject it. Because I'm trying to think like the times that he's actually had to deal with Mars Corp have been bad, right? And like he's probably like, oh damn, I want to make sure that they don't nuke this place from orbit. You know?
I mean, if you will, I mean, I might suggest that you and Cadenza are like sort of having a moment together, standing on the porch of the sheriff's office of your building, as the Captain Zhang has as you have turned over custody of Ashley to them, and they are taking Ashley off planet.
Oh.
Like maybe that leaves a bad feeling in your gut.
Yeah. I think it's really small. I imagine it's just like because again, like Vel doesn't show a lot of vulnerability, at least in these things. So I think like we see this happening. Vel is just kind of sitting there or standing there, right outside next to Cadenza. And Vel just says, "You said we all bleed red, right? All of us." And then like you see him kind of grip his gun, like, but like kind of anxiously on his shoulder. And I think that's it. Like, it's just like, and then it, like the camera kind of shows the backs of the two of them watching as these guys like take Ashley away.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And we have Orla, your moment of growth.
Okay, mine is really epilogue-y because I want it to be set kind of far out, because the belief that I want to reject is that emotion is uncivilized, and the conviction that I want to take is that feelings are good, actually. And I want the moment to be that I've been like doing treatment with Cadenza for probably a while, and am sort of coming around on the idea of feelings and working to repair my relationship. And I want to have everyone over for dinner. And at dinner, and also probably some people from the Martian Cultural Union that would be like a Day-Day's friends. And we're all packed into my tiny house. And at this dinner party, I want to re-propose to my fiance.
Ah! Oh my god! I was like, "Where is this going?"
I mean, it was either that or my literal wedding, but I feel like I
Yeah.
owe a Days Another proposal because I was really an asshole. So
That's so nice. That's very nice.
I don't know. What do you say when you propose to someone? I probably gonna do the whole like on one knee thing, but
Yeah.
I already got a ring. There's not another ring. And I'm probably just you already have. I'm gonna get like actually emotional doing this. I love my fictional fiance so much. Is this a wife?
Oh my god.
You already have the ring, but and these are all things that I've already told you, but not lately and not often enough and not loudly enough. So I wanted to tell you in front of all these people who we care about, all these people who care about us. I wanted to tell you that I love you, and if you will have me, I am beyond excited to spend the rest of my life with you. I think that's where it ends.
Yeah, and of course, like we get that like that Christmas movie like panning out, and like we obviously they're saying yes, but it's like we're outside and everything like that. And
Yeah.
we cut to credits, and after the credits roll, like the silent credits, of course. After the credits roll, we get like a dark moment in the graveyard of Barleymow. We see a tombstone that reads Barton and whatever Barton's last name is, and we see somebody like a hand from out of frame putting a glass on top of there and pouring a drink for Barton's, and we hear them singing a song, the same song that we heard as Barton was being put in the slab in the lab, because the song was not addressed. The song was kind of, Orla may have like sort of evaded the song, but the song is still in Barleymow. What's to be like otherwise?
I do really like that.
Oh, that's so spooky.
Yeah.
We never figured out where Ashley got it from.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Sponsor us
Oh,
for season
no.
2.
I'm catching up on chat, and y'all are amazing. Wow,
Yeah.
I'm so emotional about this series.
Do a very special
So good,
fish.
y'all. And I think that is it for our show. Both this episode and the first season, maybe series, who knows? At
Please hire
Genesis
us
of
to
Legend
do
on
more.
Twitter.
Oh my god.
Everyone go demand more. Thank you all so much. This was so good.
GG.
Good,
Yeah,
good
so
game,
good.
everyone.
Good
That was
game.
fantastic.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much to the players for helping, for mostly carrying a lot of the weight in this game, as this game intends, of like such good scenes and like really bringing those intense moments and touching on really kind of sensitive subjects in a safe and sort of consenting way. Really
Mhm.
appreciate that. That's feels good. Feels cathartic in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And that is us having played After the War by Jason Pietra and Alastair Stewart. Go pick it up. It's all available on TTRPG right now. And there is a quick start around. You can go scroll through all of Jess's older promotional tweets, and it's in links somewhere in there to pick up a copy of the quick start. Really recommend this game. Very really good storytelling game. We had a blast, you could clearly see. And please, if you do, please engage in safety tools, be safe. Really make sure to really be careful with the folks you're playing with. You may know them well. Like I know Simon and Viditya really well. I know Jess and Dominique not as well, but well enough. And I think we all really still took the time to really make sure we are all on the same page, where we were comfortable, where our lines were, both before starting the show and before each episode, and during in our private chats and everything, and on screen as well.
Above the table. We've done a very good job taking care of each other, both above the table and behind the stream.
That's
So
very
good. So I guess for one last time, I guess we should go around, tell everyone who we are, where they can find us, what stuff we're up to, and maybe because it's the last one, like a favorite thing about this, about our
that's
mini
nice.
series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go in reverse order, starting with Kevin.
Oh, hi, I'm Kevin. You can find me on all the places in the links in the chat. I won't do my usual thing. I'll be professional today. And you can find my games over at winconditions.itch.io. And I'm also on another stream, All BIMPOC Cast, in a middle fantasy BIMPOC world that is made up of South Asian, Southeast Asian, and Mesoamerican cultures. We're playing Free from the Yoke over on twitch.tv/allnerds here. This week is our finale. We are very excited. There might be a big kaiju battle. Who knows? Tune in to find out. Middle Fantasy.
Gonna make sure that JR sings a crab song.
No.
Amazing. That sounds very good.
Reverse order. I forget the order.
Oh, I'm
I wrote
guessing
it.
next.
I wrote it. I wrote it.
Just put it in the chat. Yeah.
Check the Zoom chat.
I just saw it as soon as
I would
was saying
never
this.
remember. I'm Dominique. You can find me on Twitter at DomSDicky or on at DominiqueDicky.com. What else do I want to say? I usually say like DM me about and then something that's relevant to the session, but I can't think of anything. DM me about wife guys. Don't actually DM me about wife guys. I mean, well, I love. So if you have a wife and you want to DM me about your wife, I'll listen. If you have a husband or a spouse and want to DM me about your husband or your spouse,
Significant other.
I love. Yes. Bonus points if you're married. I get it if you're not. DM me about love. You can find my game Trial at domsdicky.itch.io. It is a super short narrative RPG that explores educational applications for gaming experiences that is designed to raise some hard points about race in the criminal justice system, specifically in the States, but also in other Western countries. And I'm also a stretch goal writer on The House Doesn't Always Win, which is on Kickstarter right now. If you fund it, you get to see me write some cool stuff. Yeah, who's next?
Wait, you didn't say. I think we didn't get one from you or for Kevin. Favorite. What was the favorite thing?
Favorite moment.
Oh, we don't want to circle back around? Okay. Please.
Kevin, you go. I have to think about it.
My favorite moment was just let's see. What there's so many to pick from. You know what?
I can go. I know mine.
Really,
I know mine too.
It was Viditya and Simon, the chirping as the cops. Really,
God damn it.
Really, it's hard to beat. Like y'all went hard on.
I think mine was the moment of discovery I had with Sync in episode 2, where we talked about like before the scene in the bar that was like done as a flashback. So it was like you got emotionless Orla and then flashback to emotional baby Orla being an emotional baby with their friend. Yeah, that was very felt very soft and good for me. I love playing that. I love playing the friendship with Sync. I feel like Sync is a good friend.
Yeah, I feel like we had a very good friendship.
Yeah.
Next we have Simon.
Goes to me. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Simon. You can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris, where I talk about role-playing games, social justice, and the intersections of those two things. I write and publish role-playing games that you can buy and play with your friends at colorspraygames.itch.io. Games for 1 player, 5 players, 10 players. I've got a little bit of everything, so go check it out. I am a professional game master for Magpie Games. If you go to magpiegames.com/curated-play, you can find out how you can get linked up with me or many other fantastic GMs running games like Masks, Bluebeard's Bride, and the upcoming Root role-playing game. I am a cast member on twitch.tv/allnerdshere with some of these other fine folks. Come back on Wednesday for the finale of Haven, Land Reclaimed. You can go back and watch the VODs for that and get all caught up. And then come back next season when we do some other fun stuff. We'll be running some more great games. It's going to be a good time. I am also a voice actor for the Penumbra Podcast, which is a queer sci-fi and fantasy audio drama. If you want to hear yourself represented in stories, that's at the Penumbra Pod on Twitter, thepenumbrapodcast.com, and available wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. And my favorite moment, I think, was just watching everyone's characters grow over the course of the game. I think we all started in very different places for each of our characters. We had different trajectories in mind, and through play we kind of found out where those things went, and they went in some very unexpected places for some of us. I was expecting Cadenza to be a lot more of a hard ass, and I liked the softening. I loved watching how Orla kind of went from science to cold, detached, and like trying to figure out how to ask for help. Vel's constant grappling right up until the end on that razor's edge of duty versus like people was really fascinating. And watching Sank become the big bear that she can be was really beautiful to me, especially this last episode. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hank stood up in my house. It was so
Yeah.
cool.
Stood up to you.
In
Yeah.
my house.
You know how hard it is to stand up to like your best friend, like type thing? Like
Oh yeah.
That's badass. Real legend
Jeez.
behavior.
Legendary.
With that, we have Viditya, the cop.
Hello. Well, hold up. Cop
You stand to please
portrayer,
multitudes.
but not much better. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi everybody. I'm Viditya. You can find me online at Viditya Valetti, basically everywhere. At Viditya Valetti is my Twitter, where I talk about a bunch of stuff. And you can also find links to all of my other cool things, like my Patreon or my Twitch channel, and my games. I should have still led with that. You could specifically, you can buy my games at vidityavaletti.itch.io. I make a lot of really good ones that also kind of just explore different concepts. So I'm sure you'll find something in there that you'd like. Similarly, for the third time, you can catch me as long as Simon and Kevin on Wednesdays at All Nerds Here for our finale of Haven Land Reclaimed. And then also, because I have nothing original to promote, you can also find me as a stretch goal on A House Doesn't Always Win. Which is steadily growing, and like Dominique and I are very close, are pretty close to being unlocked. So in those last,
Viditya is about to fund. Please
I'm
back this.
I'm very excited. I'm writing
You are
about.
dollars away from funding.
Am I actually? I'm so confused.
I think you are. I haven't checked in a couple hours, but I'm pretty sure you are.
I'm so confused with you're converting it from euros.
The conversion.
Yeah.
The stretch goals are in US dollars, but the Kickstarter is in pounds.
It's weird.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're close to. I did the conversion like less than 24 hours ago, and you're pretty close.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Then unlock me, and then immediately go and unlock Dominique, because I'm very excited for what we both have to write. But I think that's about it. I don't know if I'm anything else. So yeah, that's me.
Favorite moment?
I was gonna say that my favorite moment was when Simon and I got to play cops, because it was just like unadulterated, like we're just gonna fucking go off. But I think like a personal favorite thing for me is, again, on a broader section, was like I kind of was like, my character feels like they're gonna be grappling with some tough stuff and some bad things, like I'm gonna be a bad person in the scene, and it felt really good to like safely and healthily like role play that and do that, and like have these chances to play with people and be like, hey, is this okay, like how am I doing? And then also kind of several check-ins kind of going back, where like I get to feel comfortable being like, all right, I know that this is good and interesting. Like this game was a very, very good role-playing experience for me, and also like an exploration of that role-playing experience. Can I play a cop? You know? And it was really good. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for playing. Thanks everyone who's been watching. Thank you so heckin' much. As a quick shout out, of course, go check out this book, After the War. If you watch this later over in YouTube, I'll have everyone's links down below. I'll have the links to this game. Go get it for yourself. I'll probably have links to safety tools for you to check those out. Check out all this good stuff. If you missed any episodes, I know a few folks came in and didn't get to see some of the other stuff we did. We did some very cool stuff, including one of my favorite things was just our session 0, which we did all together. We did a lot of world building all together live. It was streamed. You can check it out. As well as we did a lot of looking at our safety tools very openly and honestly, and I think that's a really good thing. So all that stuff is together in a nice, neat playlist on YouTube. So go check out the YouTube, follow the YouTube, and anytime we do cool games like that, they'll end up on there, where I try and make them nice and neat and very easily consumable. So yeah, do that. check out this game. Check out all these cool folks. I think that's it. I think some of my favorite things were a lot of the things that said. I was gonna say, like, I really like the bar fight. I like that I got to have a really good friendship with Orla. Like that Snake and Orla got to have a really good friendship. Really good. I really liked anytime Orla got to do a debate. Meet me in the debate pit. Like, just
Debating.
debate
I
me.
get 2 fucking dice from debating.
Yeah, so good. And I really like all the moments where Kevin kept ending the episodes with like, and then you hear a song, and we're all like, no, dang it. Like there was always this like, oh, that wasn't too bad. We ended that okay. And then like impending doom song, which was so good. But yeah, one of my favorite things is just our session 0. So that's 100% something I highly recommend people to check out and see a very good look at this game. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm Jess. You can find me at go_JG in all the places here. If you hang out here, if you haven't already, hit follow here. Check out the YouTube. I appreciate that because YouTube is a butt and it's hard to like do anything on there, quite honestly. But all the YouTube content, I do try and make the YouTube content nice and neat and organized and easily consumable. So that's all there. Yeah, just came and hang out with me on this channel for video games and tabletop games. And just check out all these people in this game. That's all I gotta say. Thank you all so heckin' much. Thanks for being here with us. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you all are doing well. Stay safe out there. Take care of you, and hope to see you all soon for more games. Bye.
Have a good